Flo Balogun will be available to play in the round of 16 against Belgium today. FIFA announced the FIFA Disciplinary Committee has suspended the red card from their win over Bosnia and Herzegovina last week. The match is scheduled today at 8 o'clock. Other matches in the World Cup's round of 16, some results from yesterday. Norway defeated Brazil 2-1. England defeated Mexico 3-2. Today, aside from the U.S. men's national team, Portugal plays Spain at 3. The NHL Players Association announced yesterday that Peyton Krebs is among 15 total NHL players to file for salary arbitration. The hearings will be set up between July 20th and August 1st. For more, Paul Hamilton has the latest at WGR550.com. And the Bills, they will hold an open practice that's not exclusive to PSL members, like the return of the blue and red. For more, visit Sal Capaccio's piece on our website as well, WGR550.com. That's your Paddock Chevrolet Sports Update. Paddock Chevrolet with you for the extra mile since 1935. I'm Joe Cali for Western New York's Voice of the Fan, WGR.
It's Jeremy White.
Hey, everybody, that's Columbus Blue Jackets assistant coach Don Granato making an appearance in the open there.
Good for him.
Yeah, he's on the Blue Jackets coaching staff with Rick Bowness. So, so you got that. Jeremy and Joe, happy Monday. Happy U.S.-Belgium game day.
Let's go. Fired up.
Watched a lot of the soccer.
Yeah.
That was a long weekend. It was a 3-day weekend. I felt like that 3-day weekend lasted 6 days.
It was.
Was it extra long?
Was
something about it very long?
Yeah.
I don't know what it was.
I mean, the holiday maybe it was. I don't know. I don't know what it was. We both saw a glow in the dark baseball game on Friday night that felt like that was 12 hours long.
That was long.
So maybe that's what made it feel longer. I'm not sure.
I got the chili chain. I don't know.
There it is.
I don't know what we're going to use it for.
The chili chain. That's gonna be something.
The chili pepper chain.
Is that glow in the dark?
Oh yeah.
You could tell by just looking at the.
Yeah.
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 All
so
right.
we went to the Cosmic Baseball on Friday.
I don't think it can get dark enough in here to have that glow, though.
That might be tough.
Because
now.
It's not the lights in here that are the issue. There are lights outside the window
outside
here
the room.
that I don't think. I don't know how I would turn them off.
We would need the black lights as well.
Also that.
Yeah. So anyway, lots of the soccer. USA Belgium tonight, 8 o'clock. Controversy around the suspension of Flo Balogun. Mm-hmm. Okay, we got that. That's fun.
Did you read all about it? Article 27?
I did.
Being thrown around?
I read Article 27, which Mike Florio, Pro Football Talk, then discussed Article 10, and then Article 66, all in the same article, which is not an article.
We're lawyering at the World Cup.
Very, very
fun.
predictable. Predictable. Called it. I mean, if calling it is saying, I think it's 50-50 he's going to play. I did think very possible this is FIFA, this is how it works. So, we'll get into that. We'll get into the Sabres and no new players. Actually, sorry, they signed a goalie. No one knows him. That's cool. We'll talk about that. A big offer sheet in the NHL. Very exciting. Can't wait to talk about that.
Capital B on the big there. And
what?
the big.
Oh,
in terms of how much it was,
massive.
And the Ducks thought it was so big that they went to the league to ask for another draft pick.
Seismic offer sheet, just huge offer sheet. So,
yeah,
good times. And we'll get you ready for USA and Belgium. Nick Mandola, 8 o'clock today of NBC Soccer to talk about this huge game And the winner of tonight's game between USA and Belgium plays the winner of the afternoon's game between Spain and Portugal, which is incredible. Erling Haaland scored 2 goals for Norway in their win over Brazil. We can talk about that. The Mexico game was bonkers. Every game is bonkers. All these games are just incredible. It's, I think, is it the world's best sporting event?
It is.
There's some sentence I've been trying to finish in my head. It's like the World Cup is what the Olympics thinks it is, or something along those lines. The Olympics is, a collection of sports, and you'll watch one, and there are 7 people that might win that. And the World Cup is one sport, and every country cares an unbelievable amount. And everything about it is just so compelling. It's been amazing. And tonight, USA and Belgium, and I guess top story, Flo Balogun reinstated.
Yeah, it's been delivering, though. I mean, the stars are showing up. I mean, again, how long was the weekend? We had yesterday, which was awesome. Haaland barely touching the ball. Right, 20 times he touched the ball in the whole game.
Did you see the first 3 times he touched the ball?
No.
He ran back all the way back to the defenders, and they passed it back and forth 3 times.
Just so he could
touch the ball.
Right, because
he was getting tired of not touching the ball. Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
So you have that, and in the story that Brazil just cannot get out of their own way in this tournament. They've been past the quarterfinals in, 20 years now? I think it might be more than that. And then last night, of course, we'll talk about, it was like the greatest game I've ever seen in my life. It was awesome. The weekend was so long. Argentina, Cabo Verde was during the weekend. And that game would have been a candidate for the greatest World Cup game you've ever seen because it was almost the most incredible upset ever, and it went to extra time, and a guy scored a goal from way out and then ran into the crowd, which you're like, buddy, the game's not over. This is not golden goal. Ran into the crowd to look for his family. I mean, leading into tonight for the U.S. game, it couldn't have been better. I also, I've watched this tournament since 2006, really, and this is the best one, right? This tournament is awesome. It is the best sporting event, you could argue, in the world. I mean, most people in the world watch it. So I feel like watching 06 and 10 and 14, the World Cup is always great, but so this one is delivering more. Yep. It's the stars showing up. You got great storylines all over the place, upsets all over the place. Cabo Verde, I mean, Messi, you can't beat it. Everything you're wanting from this tournament, you're getting from this tournament.
Yep.
Unless you're Belgium.
I don't remember the last World Cup because I do think in part because it was in winter. And it was in the midst of a Sabre season, a football season, a basketball season. All the other sports were running at the same time.
Yeah, it would have been competing with Monday Night Football.
So I just don't really remember much about it. Also, the U.S. wasn't at it, right?
No, the last one they were at.
Okay, two times
they weren't
ago.
At 2018
that's
in
right.
Russia. Yeah.
So I don't know. Something about that makes it where I don't remember it. Also, maybe the time zones all line up better. But
yeah, that too.
Right.
For us, the time zone part is perfect. Did you see last night when England scored one of their goals and they panned to the watch party
at 3 a.m.
and it was 2:36 in the morning.
Yeah,
when they were all outside celebrating. So for us, it's gone. This has been obviously fantastic for time zones and everything.
First World Cup red card suspended by FIFA since 1962 for Flo Balogun. So the U.S.'s striker, their guy that's going to score the goals, more than likely. He's been their best player. He's their best player. He's fantastic. He's been great in this tournament. He got the red card, and that meant he was going to miss a game, another one. And then we just found out yesterday, actually, he's not going to miss a game. And like you said, Belgium's lawyering up. Is anybody else out here ready to jump off of the train for replay or whatever? Jump on the train. How are you? I use a lot of trains. Replay remains the enemy. Why did he get a red card? Because of replay, right? They used replay in a way that they're not supposed to use replay. And then we found out you can't you can't go back and take it away. Sorry. There's no appeals process. There's no thing. Oh, actually there is. There is a replay of whether or not there's an appeals process. The enemy remains replay. All these offside calls that everyone's getting mad about, you know what the enemy is? It's replay. Again, Why are these officials letting all the calls go? Because they know they're bailed out by VAR. They're bailed out by replay. So that's my one gripe. Watching all this, just still mad every single minute of every single day that everything is just subject to replay.
There were two obvious horrible calls by officials yesterday. They were overturned by VAR. You had the spikes into the guy's leg yesterday against Mexico, and you had Norway completely taking down a guy from Brazil that for some reason went uncalled. Mm-hmm. That guy didn't score, though. He got saved.
That's right.
Nyland for Norway was a brick wall in that game. So, yeah, like the ticky-tack offsides I'm not a fan of. But I've seen a lot of obvious stuff that's been overturned. So I'm good with it other than that because they did it wrong. That was the part of the story the day after. You're not supposed to do it in slow motion. Like, do you follow your own rules or don't you?
Right.
I guess this is them not doing it, kind of, although they have a rule that kind of says they can do whatever they want, which is why it was overturned. So, like, the first time they haven't done it since 1962. When you and Nick were both saying, like, I feel like it's 50-50 on Friday. I'm like, really? In my head, it's like less than 5% that they're going to overturn this just because they've never done it. They never do it when you get the foul in the World Cup. I saw a lot of people pointing out after this decision that, like, Ronaldo had a suspension lifted that was on him coming into the tournament.
Yes, in the qualifying.
And a guy from Canada had the same thing. And there have been guys from, like, the Netherlands that have had this. Like, there are lots of these where you get it before the tournament in a qualifier, and there's 1 or 2 games left on it when you come into it. It's like, we'll kind of lift that then. That's happened. But they've not done what they did yesterday.
No.
And you could say 2 wrongs make a right. I mean, I don't think he should have got a red card. And I also would understand why anybody from Belgium would be furious that they allowed this to happen. But what a phone call was made. Right? That's why he's playing tonight.
Yep.
A phone call was made.
If not a phone call, like the phone call reportedly is a layer to this. FIFA represents that it had no bearing on the ruling because they have a judiciary panel, blah, blah, blah. Former FIFA headman Sepp Blatter, noted beacon of integrity and everything, has
still
said,
out here talking?
Yes. He said that
really?
This is horrible, of course, that this has happened.
Uh-huh.
At the end of the day, a soccer player that was like supposed to play is just going to play. Like, I do think that at the end of the day, you get to the right call, but yeah, I mean.
Yeah, no, agree. I do not think he should have gotten a red card.
No, I also don't think he should have been reinstated. Like, there are bad calls. You live with bad calls, right? The fact that Belgium thinks that, all right, get your lawyers out there.
Who are they gonna appeal to?
We made fun of this at the time when I said, like, it's like when the Saints tried to get a state legislator to boycott the Super Bowl and, like, take the trophy away from a team. Like, please.
Right.
It's just, you get too far down the rabbit hole once you do that. So.
This is at least before the game.
It's right.
So their goal would be what? Like, their goal would be find some
injunction that he can't play. Who knows?
Right, like some mechanism to have it so that a stay or something. Like, no, the suspension is upheld by some court somewhere, and he can't play tonight. Like, that would be their thing. Who are they doing that with, though? Is there, like, an international governing body? Like, that's FIFA. Like, I think they are the ones that decided. I don't know who you appeal to if you're Belgium. So all the talk of, like, them lawyering up, like, what are you going to do? You're going to go to the United Nations?
Right.
Like, I don't understand who they are going to go after in this. So he's playing tonight. He's absolutely playing tonight.
Yes.
And it's massive that he's playing tonight.
Yes.
Like, I was legitimately worried because the guy that comes in for him, probably Ricardo Pepe, whoever it was going to be, you're talking about a massive drop in quality from what he is.
And against the goaltender in Thibaut Courtois, who's one of the best in the world.
He's awesome.
And you're going to need your finisher to finish to probably try and beat this team.
Yeah.
It'll be, if they win, the biggest U.S. soccer victory in 50 years, 60 years.
I want to say ever.
And set up the biggest game in U.S. soccer history in, well, probably ever. So we'll get the full breakdown with Nick Mendola at the top of the hour. If you want to give us a ring on any of it, 803-0550 is the phone number. On whatever, like, do you make your comparisons to other sports or think other things? I end up thinking about, the Bills and Sabres all the time, and it's maybe, Joe, it's confirming your priors. What are my priors in sports? You need the best players, right? You need freak shows. How'd Norway beat Brazil? Did they do it by having all of the depth that there possibly could be? Or do they do it because I got one guy that's like better than everybody else? Like he's
right.
Sorry, he touched the ball 4 times and scored twice. And probably might have had another one. Like, how'd they win? They have 2 great players, 2 world-class players, Norway does. How many does Brazil have? A bunch also. And like you said, they can't get out of their own way. But there's Harry Kane, and there's Messi, and there's Holland.
Jude Bellingham yesterday.
Right, Jude Bellingham. There's
awesome.
Kylian Mbappe, who's been incredible for France as well. Like, the stars, like you said, the stars are showing up, and the stars are carrying it. And it's just greatness. That's what I'm here for. I wanted to watch that Brazil-Norway game just to watch Holland. And when he scores the first one, it feels inevitable. When he scores the second one, it's just like, man, could he be the kind of player, the kind of story here that has a Caitlin Clark level effect? Like, I don't really watch this sport, but wait a minute. If this dude, every time I watch him, will do that, which pretty much he does every game, he's going to score a goal. Maybe I'll start watching to see when the guy that does the great thing or the woman that does the I'm turning on the TV, I'm getting what I paid for. And
Right.
that's what Holland is. That's what Messi is. You get these returns all the time. Right. So could, Team USA get to that spot? Maybe. But this tournament has delivered on star power, and star power sells everything in sports. So,
yeah. And I wonder if that happens for the U.S. tonight. I mean, it could be Balogun. It could be Pulisic, who hasn't really had his moment yet in this tournament. That's said about every World Cup, isn't it? They're like, after it's over, like, oh, here we go, big bump coming for. Usually it's said about the MLS, right? Like, oh, let's go watch our own league now because everybody's into soccer because of the tournament that we just saw. I don't feel like, though, that's what you'll get out of this one. Like, I guess Messi, that could happen. Like, oh, I want to watch Messi now. Oh, where does he play? He plays in Miami. All right, so go find it. But
he has delivered as a star there.
I wonder about, like, the American guys, and they're not – all of them are not the easiest to watch because, like, their best players play in Italy. All right, like Pulisic, McKennie, Weah might be in France now. But
not just that, but they're not the stars of their team.
Pulisic is, like, one of them.
He has
but
been.
He's not, like, he's on the level. But, yeah, right, that's kind of it. So – that Holland for that, or who else? Like, Messi's so old for this that I almost don't want to include him in this. Like, the next guy, like, oh, I'm gonna get into the Premier League so I can watch Holland play. Like, who Mbappe plays in Spain, so like Champions League, you could do that. Like, I wonder if the sport will grow from interest, not here, not like domestically in the MLS, but will the Premier League and the Champions League see big bumps in the United States because now, and that sports starts next month. Like, you don't have to wait that long.
Right. I saw Arsenal has a game a month from yesterday.
Right.
Like, it's a friendly, but like they get started.
Like, this is evidence of like what you get from the best in the world.
Best on best.
And like the best in the world play there. And it's pretty readily available to watch.
Yeah. I think
and will more and more people jump into it. I mean, this tournament's been so good. I have to think that'll happen to some degree.
if you're someone that's made the point about Olympic hockey helping the NHL, I think you have to, even if it won't be you doing it, acknowledge that a tournament like this helps these individual leagues because you start to want to watch these players.
Right.
Right?
Right.
Like, if USA beats Canada, that's good because now someone somewhere in the world wants to watch Tage Thompson or Jack Hughes or, name the player. McKinnon. We grew the game by getting it out there in front of more people. That's what this is, except it's obviously a much bigger and arguably better tournament.
Although I don't need a new wave of Manchester City fans.
No, we do not need that.
They love Holland.
We do not need that.
No.
I've never
thank you.
I've never had more fun rooting for a player that I can't stand.
Yeah.
It's like a hall pass. It's a sports hall pass. It's maybe if there was U.S. flag football and you got to root for Mahomes, I wouldn't even want to do that. That wouldn't even feel right. But that's what this Holland thing has been, watching him play for Norway. I've been rooting for Norway.
The guy, if I didn't already have a team and wasn't already like really, really into the sport, the guy I would have watched over the weekend and been like, I want to watch that guy. I'm going to find where he plays and watch that guy. Is Anthony Gordon last night from England. That dude was moving 1,000,000 miles an hour every time he had the ball. He plays at Barcelona, though.
Yeah.
So that'd be a little bit tougher to track down. Right. Well, La Liga's like ESPN Plus. It's probably not that hard.
I don't know.
Actually.
If you want to watch that league, I'm guessing you know where it is.
Probably.
Maybe it's like all the other leagues on 12 different streaming apps. You got to watch
Right.
which game. Sunday is on this one, and Monday is on that
Amazon
one.
Prime on Wednesdays,
Right,
and then
right.
yeah. Right.
803-0550, our phone number, and 1-888-552-550. USA and Belgium tonight, 8 o'clock from Seattle.
U.S. the last host nation.
Yeah.
Canada eliminated. Their manager said that we were the better team after the game after he lost 3-0.
Good luck with that.
Never a good look, right?
Nope.
Is that ever been a good look?
No.
Anybody in sports that's ever said after losing, like, we were better? Just never good. And then last night, of course, was just unbelievable. It was a circus from beginning to end. Goals and fights, bench clearing brawl almost at one point. The fans, Mexico, England. I mean, I wanted to see that game the moment the bracket came out. Like, okay, this is in line, and it could not have delivered more. Drama to the end, red cards. I mean, they're really, setting up tonight and today to, like, high expectations because yesterday was so awesome, and that game last night was it.
It got delayed again because they have just lightning there all the time, delaying games.
Yeah, it started like 9 o'clock.
Started 9
It
o'clock.
was supposed to start at 8:30.
Yeah.
But once it started, it was just fast. And did you hear Harry Kane after the game?
Yeah, he had no voice.
Totally lost his voice.
He had no voice.
Yeah, it was could not have been better. They found the hotel again. The Mexico fans. England booked 15 hotels.
And
I
they all-
saw.
Shouldn't
And
they
Mexico
have-
fans found the one they were staying in
Shouldn't
anyway.
they have stayed at 15 different hotels?
Like 15 different players.
Like two people per hotel. Just spread them out. How about that road win?
You could have done that.
It's a big road win. And now we get
super impressive. I mean, England winning, they got. Can I say they got dominated? They got rolled in that game. They had this is kind of like me just saying like the guy who says we were the better team. They had triple the shots in that game. They had way more possession of the ball. Like England won because their goalkeeper played the game of his life.
He did play great. How much of that was after they went down a man? I mean, for
some of it. I mean, he made an incredible save in like the 3rd minute.
I'm going to need to see that little graph of the momentum they throw on the screen.
Oh, find it. I think it's going to be a lot.
Show
of
me
green.
the momentum graph.
I think it's going to be a lot of green if you find it.
ESPN has expected goals 1.88 to 1.61
In favor of
Mexico. But again, they played 30 minutes up a man.
Well, I can't say dominated if it's only off by 0.2.
40 minutes, 50 minutes up a man.
Yeah.
The red card came at the 54th. So,
All right, I'll back off on dominated because that's pretty close.
it's a big win. It's a big win. It's like winning at Arrowhead in the playoffs, I guess. And tonight, Belgium has to win at Seattle. Good old Monday Night Football in Seattle. What's not to like? So, yeah, there's that. We went to Cosmic Baseball. You did too. I cannot wait to talk about this Flyers Ducks offer sheet. The Flyers are being accused of cratering the Ducks for a decade. Elliot Friedman.
Who's accused of, wait, a decade?
Yeah, because like your whole build is all here, your number 2 overall pick, blah, blah, and you just saddle a team with an $18 million contract. Like, it's funny. We are still in the midst of an offer sheet saga because they have 7 days to match. If you don't know, Leo Carlson, 5 years, $18 million per year, which is a huge bonkers contract. He is not that good, but it doesn't matter because as well, I think was predictable, it's going to be an NFL offseason for hockey, which is there's a lot more money. Guys are going to get paid. You do not necessarily have to be the best player to get the most money. You just have to be available. And that's what happened here. $18 million a year for Leo Carlson. And we'll get to that. The one thing I was going to mention, Joe, is I saw the last time a player was offer sheeted, like a big one, Sebastian Aho, was by Montreal, right? And 2 days later, the Carolina Hurricanes on their social media account tweeted out, I think it was 2 days, maybe it was even shorter, will we match the offer sheet? And the answers were yes and we, because they were going to match it. So there they are being snarky on their social media feed pretty quickly that they're going to match it. And the Ducks haven't said a word. Like, what are they going to do?
They probably don't know.
They might not know.
Yeah.
They might not know. $18 million. But I love it for the Flyers. I love it. I don't care that he's not worth $18 million. That's not the point. What the Flyers have done, for better or for worse, what Daniel Briere has done as the GM of the Flyers, has said loudly, the first GM in 20 years to say it, winning matters. Being great is the goal. We're supposed to be good. And they're trying to do that. So it'd be a huge, huge get for them. 803-0550 to join us. Jeremy and Joe. Nick Mendola at 8 o'clock. Lots and lots to break through, to get through with, the game tonight, the offer sheet madness, the Sabres not doing anything really of substance, and the offseason probably being over. I'm operating under the idea that it's over, that this is the team.
Friedman said this weekend that Hellebuyck is getting traded.
Okay.
And he's still saying, they're the Sabres.
Buffalo and Carolina still?
I think they are just waiting on Winnipeg. I still would tell you right now, do you want to put on the bet board? I think the Hellebuyck's next game is as a Sabre. So I don't think their offseason is over. I don't think their offseason's over until that guy gets traded somewhere else.
I don't want to bet against it. The Sabres do have 1 million forwards.
They do, and they might have one more if Krebs signs at some point here.
Krebs filed for arbitration.
Yep.
So that's one to keep or walk away from. We'll have to plan for that.
Yep.
803-0550 to join us, and 1-888-550-2550. Welcome back. Happy Monday. Team USA tonight. We're thrilled about it. Join us to chat about it here on WGR. We'll get you ready for USA and Belgium. Nick Mendola, 8 o'clock today of NBC Soccer to talk about this huge game. And the winner of tonight's game between USA and Belgium plays the winner of the afternoon's game between Spain and Portugal, which is incredible. Erling Haaland scored 2 goals for Norway in their win over Brazil. We can talk about that. The Mexico game was bonkers. Every game is bonkers. All these games are just incredible. It's, I think, is it the world's best sporting event?
It is.
There's some sentence I've been trying to finish in my head. It's like the World Cup is what the Olympics thinks it is, or something along those lines. The Olympics is, a collection of sports, and you'll watch one, and there are 7 people that might win that. And the World Cup is one sport, and every country cares an unbelievable amount. And everything about it is just so compelling. It's been amazing. And tonight, USA and Belgium, and I guess top story, Flo Balogun reinstated.
Yeah, it's been delivering, though. I mean, the stars are showing up. I mean, again, how long was the weekend? We had yesterday, which was awesome. Haaland barely touching the ball. Right, 20 times he touched the ball in the whole game.
Did you see the first 3 times he touched the ball?
No.
He ran back all the way back to the defenders, and they passed it back and forth 3 times.
Just so he could
touch the ball.
Right, because
he was getting tired of not touching the ball. Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
So you have that, and in the story that Brazil just cannot get out of their own way in this tournament. They've been past the quarterfinals in, 20 years now? I think it might be more than that. And then last night, of course, we'll talk about, it was like the greatest game I've ever seen in my life. It was awesome. The weekend was so long. Argentina, Cabo Verde was during the weekend. And that game would have been a candidate for the greatest World Cup game you've ever seen because it was almost the most incredible upset ever, and it went to extra time, and a guy scored a goal from way out and then ran into the crowd, which you're like, buddy, the game's not over. This is not golden goal. Ran into the crowd to look for his family. I mean, leading into tonight for the U.S. game, it couldn't have been better. I also, I've watched this tournament since 2006, really, and this is the best one, right? This tournament is awesome. It is the best sporting event, you could argue, in the world. I mean, most people in the world watch it. So I feel like watching 06 and 10 and 14, like the World Cup is always great, but so this one is delivering more.
Yep.
Valera and Balogun will be available to play in the round of 16 against Belgium today. FIFA announced yesterday that the disciplinary committee has suspended the red card from their win over Bosnia and Herzegovina last week. The match scheduled today at 8. Other matches in the World Cup's round of 16, some results from yesterday. Norway defeated Brazil 2-1 and England defeated Morocco 3-2. Today, aside from the U.S. men's national team, Portugal plays Spain at 3. The NHL Players Association announced yesterday that Peyton Krebs is among 15 total NHL players to file for salary arbitration. The hearings will be set up between July 20th and August 1st. For more, Paul Hamilton has the latest at WGR550.com. And the Bills, they'll hold an open practice that's not exclusive to PSL members. For more, Sal Capaccio has the latest on our website as well. That's your Paddock Chevrolet Sports Update. Paddock Chevrolet with you for the extra mile since 1935. I'm Joe Cali for Western New York's Voice of the Fan, WGR.
Attack the job, shelled her up. He's been busy since he came. Holland scores again! Norway lead! The Northern Lights are shining!
The Northern Lights are shining. Ian Dark on the call there.
Mm-hmm.
Norway wins. Good. Might want a Norway jersey.
They play England next. That jersey, the red one, is awesome. That is just their flag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And the font on the numbers and everything.
it's all cool.
Yeah.
And the rowing. And someone
Yep.
tweeted you and me that we should do the rowing at Bills or Sabres games, to which I said, like, no. We're not just going to claim to be Norway. We're not just rowing to a drum as the Buffalo Sabres. Like, that's not.
Yeah, no.
No.
There's only one team in sports in North American sports that I think should be allowed to get away with that.
Ooh, the Vikings.
The Vikings.
Which they already do skull, and they already do the clap.
Yeah, if they wanted to mix it up,
they wanted to
do
add
rowing instead.
Yes, if they want to add the row, they can.
Yeah, I'd allow it.
No, the Buffalo Bills should not add that.
No,
thank you.
They
No, thank you.
Steal it. I also don't think they're probably pretty well practiced at it.
It doesn't seem that hard.
Everyone's got to do it at the same time, right?
Yeah,
you
right
got to do
right-
it to the beat of the drum. And
Nah,
everyone...
right after the drum hit. Boom, boom. Oh. Seems easy enough. Speaking of the Bills, hey, a great thing happened. Like a great thing happened. They added an open practice. This story arc didn't even make it through the rounds of a long weekend where everyone would have been mad about things. So the story is Lance Lasowski of the Buffalo News tweeting this yesterday that the Bills would be adding an open practice at the new stadium on August 18th. This in response to the idea that the return of the blue and red, the open practice on Saturday, August 8th, would only be available for season ticket holders and PSL holders. All right, I'm going to go step by step. Okay, number one, of course that's what should have happened.
Yes.
The blue and red, of course, should have been a season ticket holder event. It's the first event in the new stadium. It doesn't have to be this way every year. This year, they're opening a brand new stadium. A lot of people are really excited to get in there. And if you paid $12,000 for your seat, the idea that you should get in there first is totally reasonable. For the Bills to have decided the return of the blue and red was going to be a season ticket holder event was totally fair. I had no problem with it. I don't say that because I will have tickets in the stadium. If I didn't, I'd say that's totally fine. It's unfortunate that demand will be so high that only so many people can get in there. And then the Bills just went ahead and added another practice that'll be like not available for season ticket holders.
Right.
August 18th. Great.
Yeah.
So double thumbs up, Bills.
It is available season, but they won't go first.
Right. It's just
It's
available
open to
to
everybody
the
at the
general
same
public.
time, and yeah.
So a second open practice. The first one goes to season ticket holders again.
Yeah.
The people that decided they were going to spend money got first dibs on an event that was going to be at the stadium, and then they added another one.
Yeah, I think it's
I think
perfect.
they nailed it.
You give everybody an opportunity to get in there before games start.
Not everybody, but right, two
Right,
stadiums worth of people.
Right. Right. Well, without that, and if you wanted to give blue and red to the season ticket holders, then if you're not a season ticket holder, like, sorry, you don't have an opportunity to get in here before the games start, before preseason games at least start.
And then those are going to be tough tickets to get as well.
Right.
So they're adding an event that is effectively free.
Right. So you're opening the door for anybody to get in if they really want to get in.
Yes.
And I'd expect both to be packed, right? Like this one could be into the upper bowl.
Oh, I think it'll be sellout.
Sellout.
I think both will look like full NFL games. The blue and red will, both preseason games will.
Yep.
And now this open practice on August 18th. Yes, I think they'll all look like full stadiums.
So I think they did a great job with that.
Yeah.
And I think that football being the opening events, when they first said, they originally said like maybe they would do like a concert or something, like that was kind of out there, like maybe that they would do to open the stadium. And then once it became, it's just going to be football to open the stadium, I remember thinking like, oh, really? That's kind of lame. Like, I want there to be some big kickoff festival weekend, whatever, to open the new stadium before the Bills get in there. Now that it's here, though, and now that it's like, okay, the football is what's opening it, it's, to me, like, kind of perfect for what the stadium was for and who built it, and, you know, looking at the seat colors and the scoreboards being in with Bills messaging on it. I think it ended up working out pretty good that football is what's going to open the stadium. Even if it's not games, but football opening it.
You'll hear the sound systems. You'll see the jumbotrons. You'll get the full kind of presentation for it. So good. Meanwhile,
walk around and check everything out.
Yes. Can't decide.
How long's a practice? If it's the same as what we experienced at training camp, we're talking about like hour and a half,
hour and 40 minutes. Yeah, the blue and red. Every time we go to the blue and red, I'm reminded that it's not a scrimmage so much as it's a practice. There's some drills that'll be like live, but yeah. So good. Good job, Bills.
Yeah.
Nicely done. 803-0550, 888-550-2550. Jeremy and Joe here on WGR. We'll talk with Nick Mendola at 8 o'clock, previewing tonight's U.S.-Belgium game.
Everybody is complaining about the Balogun thing. UEFA's got a statement this morning. I just saw a long quote from Norway's coach last night after, I think it was after the game.
Who else can get in on this? Who can grab a headline? Is Tom Brady going to make let's draft athletes that will feel they have to put out their own personal statement.
But it's got to be a non-American, right? Because it's got to be someone complaining about it.
Fair. That's right.
So, okay, I need a celebrity that is, from somewhere else. Somewhere in Europe primarily would probably be good. But I guess it could be from anywhere. Like a Arnold Schwarzenegger. I don't know.
Arnold Schwarzenegger. Yeah, I don't know.
Does Belgium have any famous celebrities?
Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Okay, there you go.
My guess.
I think it's up to him. He's got to do something.
Is the Muscles from Brussels going to put out a statement?
Muscles from Brussels? That was his nickname?
Yeah, the Muscles from Brussels. He's Belgian. Check his Twitter. See if Jean-Claude Van Damme. Ooh, this is the plot.
He maybe has already.
This is the plot of his next film. If he could possibly make another film. How old is he? 80?
He's not.
He's going to go in and he's going to abduct the player that was reinstated to keep that player out of the game.
Yeah.
For justice.
He has not tweeted since August of 2025. He posted a video with his dog in front of a painting that he painted.
Is he working out?
He looks in shape.
Okay. Good.
He's got to be in his
70s, 60s.
Yeah. I'm not sure I've ever seen a movie with him.
You've never seen Bloodsport?
No.
Speaking of old guy stuff,
wasn't he the star of that movie with the terrorist attack in the Penguins Arena?
Yeah, Sudden Death.
Okay, I've seen a little of Sudden Death. I've seen Sudden Death.
Let me tell you, that movie is that's.
But specifically, I've seen when he fights the Penguins mascot.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sudden Death. I did have a thought about this. You guys would have all seen over the weekend the video. This is go back in time with Grandpa of the Goo Goo Dolls playing City Hall in the rain, right?
Yeah.
And, of course, none of you would have been there. You're all far too young.
No.
Are you even alive? I mean...
I would have been 8.
All right, you're 8 years old.
Yeah, I would have been, 4.
When was it?
Maybe.
It was
04, right?
04, yeah, it was 2.
Okay, yeah. I did have the thought about, what if we just,
9
for
then.
20 minutes, had an oral history of that night for people that were there? Because whenever you see July 4th, you might see people tweet about it, what it was like. I was there for that. And it was, an iconic night, whatever, an incredible night. 803-0550. An oral history for these young guys about that night.
It's a legendary video and live performance.
The thing I would say about it is it was rainy and kind of crummy most of the day, if I remember correctly. Mm-hmm. And we debated if we were going to go down or not, and then it stopped raining, so we did. We went down to City Hall. The Goo Goo Dolls were playing a free show at City Hall. It's just all right, let's just go do that. It's something to do. And when it started to rain, my memory of when it started to rain, they had spotlights that were shooting up into the sky. It's a big concert. You swirl lights around. When it started to rain, you could look up, and I want you to picture what it would look like if a waterfall was falling down on top of you. And there was a spotlight shooting. You look it up oh, that looks like... It was the hardest rain I've ever stood in my entire life. It was not just they were playing in the rain or some hard rain. It was
the big raindrops, or you really feel them when
Yes. Yeah. It was a flooding waterfall, because one thing that video might not show, or I don't know which versions of the video you've seen, but the Niagara Square flooded.
Yeah, you can't really see. You can see only the crowd, and you can see what's going on stage.
Yeah, right. If you were,
and you can see the puddles on stage.
Not in the street, but where the monument is, around there on the sidewalks. It was ankle deep water, if not more.
Yeah,
you could run and slip and slide on concrete. That's how much water was on the ground.
Wow,
that's awesome,
amazing. Yeah, one of those things where everybody's outside. What are you gonna do? Try and find an umbrella? What's the point? Right. Where'd you go?
I'm watching the video now, and there's only a couple. There's 3 people with umbrellas, and it does feel like looking at there's these people underneath the umbrella are still soaking wet.
Yeah.
Like, what is this really serving
Yeah.
right now?
Your umbrella. It rained so hard that you would have been splashed from the waterfall hitting the puddle you're standing in and raining up at you.
Right.
I don't even know what an umbrella would have done. So there you
That's
go.
awesome.
There's my oral history of that day. I don't remember really anything else other than that. Like that it rained unbelievably hard and I was there and it flooded.
The instruments just worked all the way through.
I guess so. It's kind of a miracle they didn't stop the show. It's really incredible.
Yeah, that is
There's a lot of
amazing.
danger to that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And maybe
Electricity.
should not have
did they,
done that.
Did they go as
Yeah.
long as they were supposed to, or did they like cut anything out?
I don't think they cut anything out. I think
they just
played.
kept going?
I think they just kind of played. Maybe
Did
it happened at
you-
the end of the show. I
Right.
remember very little other than
Okay.
what I just told you.
Had you ever considered leaving?
The rain came on like a blitzkrieg.
So there was no opportunity really to.
Where
it's
would
like
you go?
immediately you're too wet. It's like I'm
Right.
going to get wetter
Where
than this.
would I go?
Yeah.
What's the point of leaving? They're playing,
Right.
and we're all out there, and we're in it.
Like we're all here to the end.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's always a great video to see. I always love seeing it because it was truly an incredible day. Like, hey, there's a free concert downtown in Niagara Square. Has there been one since?
I've never been to one.
I don't know.
I've never heard of one down there
Yeah.
other than this. So I mean,
Yeah.
they're at Canal Side now.
Yeah, right.
Right.
Anyway, 22 years ago, huh?
Maybe at the Bills parade or Sabres parade, they'll run it back and bring the Goo Goo Dolls to Niagara
If the
Square.
Sabres win, they'll definitely do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
803-0550 to join us in 1-888-550-2550. Jeremy and Joe on WGR. We'll get you ready for USA and Belgium. Nick Mandola, 8 o'clock today of NBC Soccer to talk about this huge game. And the winner of tonight's game between USA and Belgium plays the winner of the afternoon's game between Spain and Portugal, which is incredible. Erling Haaland scored 2 goals for Norway in their win over Brazil. We can talk about that. The Mexico game was bonkers. Every game is bonkers. All these games are just incredible. It's I think is it the world's best sporting event?
It is.
There's some sentence I've been trying to finish in my head. It's like the World Cup is what the Olympics thinks it is, or something along those lines. The Olympics is, a collection of sports, and you'll watch one, and there are 7 people that might win that. And the World Cup is one sport, and every country cares unbelievably, an unbelievable amount. And everything about it is just so compelling. It's been amazing. And tonight, USA and Belgium, and I guess top story, Flo Balogun reinstated.
Yeah, it's been delivering, though. I mean, the stars are showing up. I mean, again, how long was the weekend? We had yesterday, which was awesome. Holland barely touching the ball. Right? 20 times he touched the ball in the whole game.
Did you see the first 3 times he touched the ball?
No.
He ran back all the way back to the defenders, and they passed it back and forth 3 times.
Just so he could.
Touch the ball.
Right, because.
He was getting tired of not touching the ball. Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
So you have that, and in the story that Brazil just cannot get out of their own way in this tournament. They've been past the quarterfinals in, 20 years now? I think it might be more than that. And then last night, of course, we'll talk about it was like the greatest game I've ever seen in my life. It was awesome. The weekend was so long. Argentina, Cabo Verde was during the weekend. And that game would have been a candidate for the greatest World Cup game you've ever seen because it was almost the most incredible upset ever, and it went to extra time, and a guy scored a goal from way out and then ran into the crowd, which you're like, buddy, the game's not over. This is not golden goal. Ran into the crowd to look for his family. I mean, leading into tonight for the U.S. game, it couldn't have been better. I also, I've watched this tournament since 2006, really, and this is the best one, right? This tournament is awesome. It is the best sporting event, you could argue, in the world. I mean, most people in the world watch it. So I feel like watching 06 and 10 and 14, the World Cup is always great, but so this one is delivering more.
Yep. Hope everyone had a good 4th of July. See some fireworks.
My fireworks were mostly limited to the ones at the ballpark on Friday night, which were
very good.
Great. They were basically the ones that the Bisons, I feel like, would normally
very good fireworks at the Cosmic Baseball. We drove around a little bit trying to find fireworks. It's the thing about everybody having access to fireworks. You can just kind of drive around, look for a clear shot of the night sky. And like last night out of nowhere, like 3 houses down, just ripping huge fireworks into the sky. They announced themselves, right? Mm-hmm. What's that? Look out the window. Oh,
fireworks
in the middle of our street.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go. 803-0550 to join us, Jeremy and Joe. Nick Mandola at 8 o'clock on a Belgium-U.S. preview and the thoughts on the suspension of Flo Balogun, which I think by the rules means the card's not rescinded, but the suspension of the game, additional game is. And if you were to imagine he gets a red card tonight, they'd be like, oh, okay, we got to add that game back on. Because it's kind of like a probationary thing is from what I read, what it says it is. Andrew in Rochester. Andrew, good morning.
Morning, guys. How are you?
Good.
Good.
So, we've seen a lot of, NFL, NHL, MLB do some boneheaded things, but FIFA is constantly like, here, hold my beer for a second, we'll show you. But if they came out the next day and said, hey, we have this rule in place, this article, we're going to rescind it, nobody's up in arms. It's the fact that it took until yesterday, the day before the game. Belgium has every right to be upset. They've been getting ready to play not against him. FIFA is like the goal Croatia had called against them the other night that would have tied it up. We're going to go and take a goal away because the ball might have nicked a hair. They're taken away from their own game, and like how awesome it's been. The singing after the games is great. Everything is great, and then you just have these calls. It's like, holy cow, this is how everybody else in the world watches their favorite sport.
Well, I mean, is it any different? Is it any different than the NFL?
No, but I think this looks a lot worse than like the Brady Deflategate type thing.
Fair. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's a different kind of investigation. The NFL did, of course, destroy evidence of Spygate. All right, and just tell everybody what the punishment was, and did not have any. But the best comparison, thanks, Andrew. The best comparison I think you could make here about the Balogun decision is, in football, we have this system of replays where certain things are not reviewable. Oh, you can't review that. Oh, okay. Well, why? It's just in the rules. Mm-hmm. And what FIFA did here with this was they decided, you know what, we can review something that's not reviewable. Mm-hmm. If that happened in an NFL game, it's the Super Bowl, it's the playoffs, and down by contact.
That used to be the one. You weren't allowed to review a fumble if it was down by contact.
Right. And then they just decided during the game, like, actually, you know what? This time it is.
Yeah.
And the right call is made, but you change your rules midstream. You can't review that. It's not reviewable. Hasn't been reviewable all season. All of a sudden it is. That's a lot of what this is. So, yeah. Tough. Good for the U.S. I saw it and I thought, right, fine. Mm-hmm. The funniest comment I think I saw was, you're a real soccer country when you get a corrupt ruling to go your way. Now you're a soccer country. 803-0550. Jeremy and Joe, give us a ring if you want. Thanks, Andrew, for the phone call. You can chime in what you saw from this weekend. I'd love to get to that Portugal-Croatia game because I know you tweeted about chips in the balls for football and measurements and all that. So we can talk about that here on WGR. We'll get you ready for USA and Belgium. Nick Mandola, 8 o'clock today of NBC Soccer to talk about this huge game. And the winner of tonight's game between USA and Belgium plays the winner of the afternoon's game between Spain and Portugal, which is incredible. Erling Haaland scored 2 goals for Norway in their win over Brazil. We can talk about that. The Mexico game was bonkers. Every game is bonkers. All these games are just incredible. It's, I think, is it the world's best sporting event?
It is.
There's some sentence I've been trying to finish in my head. It's like the World Cup is what the Olympics thinks it is, or something along those lines. The Olympics is, a collection of sports, and you'll watch one, and there are 7 people that might win that. And the World Cup is one sport, and every country cares an unbelievable amount. And everything about it is just so compelling. It's been amazing. And tonight, USA and Belgium, and I guess top story, Flo Balogun reinstated.
Yeah, it's been delivering, though. I mean, the stars are showing up. I mean, again, how long was the weekend? We had yesterday, which was awesome. Holland barely touching the ball. Right, 20 times he touched the ball in the whole game.
Did you see the first 3 times he touched the ball?
No.
He ran back all the way back to the defenders, and they passed it back and forth 3 times.
Just so he could
touch the ball.
Right, because
he was getting tired of not touching the ball. Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
So you have that, and in the story that Brazil just cannot get out of their own way in this tournament. They've been past the quarterfinals in, 20 years now? I think it might be more than that. And then last night, of course, we'll talk about, it was like the greatest game I've ever seen in my life. It was awesome. The weekend was so long. Argentina, Cabo Verde was during the weekend. And that game would have been a candidate for the greatest World Cup game you've ever seen because it was almost the most incredible upset ever, and it went to extra time, and a guy scored a goal from way out and then ran into the crowd, which you're like, buddy, the game's not over. This is not golden goal. Ran into the crowd to look for his family. I mean, leading into tonight for the U.S. game, it couldn't have been better. I also, I've watched this tournament since 2006, really, and this is the best one, right? This tournament is awesome. It is the best sporting event, you could argue, in the world. I mean, most people in the world watch it. So I feel like watching 06 and 10 and 14, the World Cup is always great, but so this one is delivering more.
Yep.
Flair and Balogun will be available to play in the round of 16 against Belgium today. FIFA announced that the disciplinary committee has suspended the red card from their win over Bosnia and Herzegovina last week. The match is scheduled today at 8. Other matches in the World Cup's round of 16. Some results from yesterday. Norway defeated Brazil 2-1. England defeated Mexico 3-2. Today, aside from the U.S. men's national team, Portugal plays Spain at 3. The NHL Players Association announced yesterday that Peyton Krebs is among 15 total NHL players to file for salary arbitration. The hearings will be between July 20th and August 1st. For more, Paul Hamilton has the latest at WGR550.com. And the Buffalo Bills, they'll hold an open practice that is not exclusive to PSL members. For more, Sal Capaccio has all of the details at WGR550.com. That's your Paddock Chevrolet Sports Update. Paddock Chevrolet with you for the extra mile since 1935. I'm Joe Cali for Western New York's Voice of the Fan, WGR.
Radicic was waiting, Matanovic, and is it going to go in? It does, it's remarkable! Guardiola was on the scene. It's 2-2.
Portugal, Croatia from Toronto. Nick Mandola was at that game. We'll talk with Nick at 8 o'clock. We can bring a little NFL conversation about this game because if you were watching it, it was, well, first off, it was amazing, bonkers. I'm trying to remember the Portugal goal that scored. Oh, it was a header, like in the 93rd minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was already in stoppage
It
time.
went over Ronaldo, and then who put it in? Somebody else put it in.
Yeah. They're down 1-0. They rally to take a 2-1 lead, and then Croatia scores on the last kick of the game, basically, but it was ruled offside because the chip in the ball indicates when it touches things, and there was a blip on the radar like it's a heart monitor,
right?
That it touched the head of a player, thereby putting the other player offside who scored the goal.
Correct.
And
by changing the time that basically the pass was made.
Yes. When that player touches the ball, the next player becomes offside. Like, there's no dispute about that. Like, if you watch soccer, you know if it hit his head, that guy's offside. That's how that works.
The player said after the game he felt it hit his hair, which I thought was interesting because can you feel when something like touches your hair?
Yes.
And not the rest of your body?
Yes.
Okay.
If it's a soccer ball going 68 miles per hour
and it brushes the top of your head and hits your hair,
I think so.
Yeah. But he confirmed like it did touch. Like there was no mistake.
Hair count, right?
Yeah.
One knee equals 2 feet. 2 strands of hair equal a finger. What do we got? What's the ruling here?
I think hair counts, right? I think anything on you, if you're wearing baggy shorts and that touches you, the ball touches that counts too. Like if it's attached to your body, then it counts.
Yeah.
So it counts. But they showed the little meter. Like,
yes.
Yeah, the line is flat, and then it goes up, and then it goes flat again. Because the ref, or was it after the game that confirmed this, that they didn't see it on video, they just checked to see
the ball.
The ball was going to tell them whether or not it hit or not, which is what overturned the goal. Mm-hmm. If they just did replay review, then it would have counted.
Thoughts? Anybody?
I mean, they got it right. Right?
I mean,
you can't say they didn't. If the ball touched him, then it was no goal, and we have evidence. We have the only thing we need. I don't need to go to replay review. Just check your watch. Did it hit him? Yes. Okay. No goal.
Mm-hmm.
It's just so lame.
It's the lamest.
It's the lamest thing.
Yeah.
It's very lame.
Yeah.
What I got to thinking of, you tweeted, Joe, about how they can do this where they can tell
They could tell a ball touching a piece of hair on a guy's head in soccer, but the NFL and the NHL can't tell me if a ball has crossed a line.
Yes.
Which, by the way, they've had that in soccer for a long time too.
Yes, that's
like
right.
that is literally the watch. That is like the watch tells the ref if the ball went in.
They never have to review that.
No,
goal.
They know. They just know.
Yep, that's right. They've got that. They've had that for years.
And I've got billion-dollar entities here that don't know how to do that because they probably haven't invested in it like FIFA has.
I guess the thing I would come away with, my takeaway from that would be, we see a readout on the screen says it touched the guy's hair follicle. And what is the ultimate result? Like, I don't really care. Like, do I trust it? Are you sure it was right? Do you know it was right?
Well, the guy said after the game
thank goodness he said he felt it hit his hair.
Right.
What if he said, I didn't?
Yeah, what if? Yeah, exactly.
The reading was wrong. Like this, I'll try as hard as I can to get out of my replay has ruined everything mindset and have like an intelligent conversation about this, if I'm even capable. But I think that everything about all this, everything about offside, the soccer world that doesn't watch the sport all the time thinks that every single goal that's exciting, whenever something good happens, it's offside, which is not really the case. It's not true how that happens.
No, we had 1 million goals over the weekend that were not called back.
That's right. But what it reveals is that it used to just be that the guy would raise the flag or not, and you'd all just move on with your life. And maybe there was a tough call, and maybe not. Now as it is, instead of thinking like, oh, that guy got the call wrong, now it's the world wants to move the line from if there's any part of the body that's over the defender to what about the feet? What about the full player can be, which is just moving the same line. Where do you want the line to be? At your hand, at your waist, at your foot? We'll just keep reviewing it until we all die. Like, review remains the problem. The belief that you can get everything right. Here's one where the review says it hit the guy's hair follicle. Not follicle, I guess his actual hair. The follicle would be in his head, right?
Right, yeah.
And it's very unsatisfying. Like, you want a chip in the football to tell you whether or not the guy got the first down. And what I'm here to tell you is no matter how accurate it would claim to be, people would say it was wrong. Well, sorry, the chip said you got first down. Yeah, but I'm looking at it, and I don't think it did. Well, it hit his hair. I'm watching it. I don't think it redirected. Isn't the point that it has to move?
That what?
The ball has to move. Right. It has to. But right. If he didn't pass it, that's what offside, spirit of the rule, is actually supposed to be, is that he passes it in a direction. He didn't change the arc of the football. Nothing happened there.
That's where I run into my problems with this kind of stuff, where it's like, okay, is this by the letter of the law that you've created in this, game that we're all playing here, which is, we got to remember that that's what's happening here. If that is how fine we're going to get with these things, and these events don't actually change anything tangible about the result of what happened, I get to a point where I'm frustrated by how much we have to analyze every tiny bit of it. And it just gets exhausting, and it takes the fun out of it. And that's the whole point, is for this to be fun and this to be exciting. And that moment in the game was incredible. I jumped out of, I was sitting in the living room with my old man watching, and like that whole game was amazing. It all culminates. That happens. It's like, oh my God, this is one of the greatest sporting moments I'm ever going to see. And I couldn't care less about either of these teams. But I've got this amazing thing that I've just witnessed, and now a computer's going to tell me that it's not real.
It's the same as an offside challenge. Like, well, is this skate in the air? Are we like 3 molecules into the zone?
Exactly.
But that's what this is. Like, did it materially change the play?
All right,
No. Then if you can't see it, then don't get an electron microscope out to find out what happened.
But the reason they have it is not because it's supposed... I mean, it is doing that. It is telling you to exact certainty whether it touched or not, but the reason they're doing it is so that they don't have to spend time to go over and replay review it. They're trying to get rid of replay with the chip.
That's right.
So like this is not slowing the game down, and that to me is why I would want it in football. Is not so that I can spend all this time and go to the booth and the TV and talk to Gene Steratore about whether or not, do you think this ball crossed the first down marker, the Josh Allen QB sneak? Let me spend and waste how many hours of my life since that play has happened on whether or not he actually went across the first down. If I just had a chip in the ball, we would have known that moment, and we never would have talked about it ever again.
Maybe.
No, for sure, we would. If it was accurate, we would have never talked about it again.
How do you know if it's accurate?
Right.
There's always going to be someone.
Right now,
we're
the
just
best-
not going to trust technology.
No,
then
that's
you're
right.
Just
Because
someone who's not going to trust
we've
technology.
gone over this. The best technology they have has a margin of error of 6 inches.
which is way better than a line judge.
6 inches. Did he make it or not? Oh, they say he's 1 inch short.
That's better than a line judge.
It is?
Yes. A line judge who is walking
just
a tightrope 25
It's
yards
just
is
a
not going to
different
be that
judge
accurate.
that you don't know if it's accurate.
Well,
best-
I know it. At least I
Within
know
6 inches?
within 6 inches. I have no idea how within range of accuracy that line judge is going to be. He could be 3 feet off.
That, again, like this is where football, the chip and the ball. So you know how close it got to the line. How do you know when Josh Allen's knee touched the ground? How do you know when the whistle blows for stopping contact for forward progress? Like,
Well,
that's,
part of
that's,
my
that's,
point-
that's one thing that's very different here. In the case of this ball that hits the guy's hair, none of the other stuff matters other than one player's position on the field, which you can clearly see.
And that's part of my point anyway. It's less about the 6 inches. It's more I'd prefer they had something that is exact like this ball. Like this ball is telling me if it hit a human hair. And my football in the NFL that makes $10 billion a year can't get better than 6 inches when FIFA's doing it this accurately. Like that would be more of my point anyway. Like, because then we're eliminating the replay review and we're eliminating that margin of error. Like that is what I would want the NFL to do. And I would also want it hockey too, because how many times is a puck invisible underneath a goalie's pad? And I've got Dave Jackson in the booth now. I'm like, I think I might see the puck there. And like, well, does his glove? Let me check this angle. And we're doing this. And then the referees in that sport, they go to the iPad in the penalty box. I got this whole song and dance to figure out whether or not it's in. When how come in that sport just have a system, have something in the puck where the ref looks at his watch. Doesn't matter if you saw the puck or not. Like, oh, it crossed the line. It was a goal. It was under the goalie, but guess what? The puck was underneath his pad here, and we couldn't see it. So it's a goal. Like that you want to get rid of replay.
You're right.
This is getting rid of an element of replay. It's saving you time.
True.
Yeah.
It is going to give you, it is going to give you. If this frustrates you,
it might be
that's not going
unsatisfying
away.
at times.
Right. Like a hockey equivalent of what we saw in Croatia, Portugal is a guy's going to score a goal and something or an incredible save is going to happen.
Do a goal. Did it hit a high stick? I didn't see it hit there.
Right.
Oh, the chip says it did.
There you go.
All right.
And on a goal that wins a game in overtime. Right. Like you're going to have moments like that.
Look back at there was a little bit of debate about the last goal that goes in overtime against Montreal. Did that tip off of a stick? Like, are we going to blame UPL or this other guy? Like, okay, the chip tells us it went off the stick.
Right.
So I'm not mad at UPL anymore.
Right.
Like, okay. Mm-hmm. I guess. I don't know. I just that situation with that game, the way that worked out to me just is the antithesis of what I want my sports to be.
Yeah. And
it just as a whole. I want it like, listen, I know it touched his hair. Great. But it was an incredible moment that was an underdog making this play that nobody thought would ever happen. And it represented, I think, what makes these kind of things so special. And it was taken away because there's a microchip that could tell you that it touched a dude's, hair follicle.
Yeah. I think I come somewhere in between the two of you because when you say you took away an amazing play that should have been cool, I think you sound like Mahomes when the guy was offside.
Sure.
And like Travis Kelce's Hall of Fame reel should have included a touchdown pass.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, he was offside. I mean, he's pretty clearly offside in that play. But I just end up getting
the
to
Mahomes play.
Yes, right, the Mahomes play. I get to spirit of the game. Have the official call that. Did it hit his head? You're watching from the sideline. I know it might be tough to see, but if the ball changed direction, that guy would have risen the flag. Like, that's it. Raise the flag. It was offside. Anyway, incredible. The scenes from these games.
I think that might be the biggest thing is like just going right to the tech instead of I know, we talk about the replay and that, but that should have been a situation where I think you went to at least a camera angle.
Mm-hmm. Right, because I could have told you, like,
it didn't really move.
okay, I see. did it touch a fly in the air, not this guy's hair? Like, if it's
Sure.
that sensitive, was there a gnat?
Actually,
that hit?
that's a good thought here.
Seriously.
I mean, someone had to have thought of that.
Was
I'm
there
assuming,
a bug on the end of his hair?
But
and it touched the bug and not him.
That would
But
be
it's
a follow up. If there's a pool report with the ref, I'd want to ask that.
What if there were a bug on the hair?
What if a mosquito flew directly into the ball? Would the meter go off?
Could it have even been a drop of sweat
That ref
touching
would
the
not.
ball?
That ref would not be ready for that question.
See, the ruling is it's just like when you touch the out of bounds with 1 foot and your whole body becomes the out of bounds sideline. Yeah, once a bug is on your hair, the bug becomes part of you.
Right.
So
Just an extension of you.
I just want my core. Like, I don't mind that even. Like, that play where it hits his hair, you want to have it so that that's not taken back because it doesn't actually move the ball. I'm cool with that. I want hockey and football to tell me if a first down or a goal have gone in. That's it. I'm sick of the yellow line doesn't count. Let's look at this camera angle down the line, and Josh Allen is underneath 20 people that are between 200 and 350 pounds. Like, just put something in the ball that puts it on the watch if it crossed the first down line. That's it. I'm more strong on it on those two sports. And in those very specific situations. Like, you want your offside review to go away. Same thing. Like, I think you could probably figure that out. And you probably have to have a combo, right? Because what soccer is doing isn't just the chip. It's the chip and the whole field is being scanned, which you see on TV. Because then
there's
they
a model and like a
the
whole,
offside is just like plug it in and was it off? Yes.
Like, do you think, I know you maybe would prefer that neither was the solution, but if I had to pick between what they do now in hockey for offsides, or if I just gave you the way they review offsides in soccer for hockey, that is so much better.
Agreed.
It's so much quicker.
Yes.
It's so much probably more accurate. I mean,
It certainly looks more accurate.
it looks more accurate.
It gives me a visual I can work with.
I watched a video of some physicists talking about how they do it, and it was pretty interesting. And like they've dove in. It's pretty accurate. They like regenerate the whole thing. Everybody's modeled, and like it's very, very.
But what I would
Isn't it the same company that tennis uses?
I think so.
Maybe,
Hawkeye?
but instead what I would like to do is that, again, like back to this Flo Balogun, how he got a red card.
Yeah.
Why was he not supposed to get a red card? Because you're not allowed to slow down the replay of a red card. Because half the reason is the red card is reviewed for speed and malice on the play.
Right.
They slowed it down. And when they slowed it down, they got to a different decision. What I'd like to do with all offside plays is you watch that thing at full speed. Was it offside? If you can't tell, then it wasn't. Mm-hmm. The NHL put in the offside challenge 22 years ago because Matt Duchene was offside by 6 feet or something.
It was
and a linesman missed. Like, watch it at full speed, like that's offside. Yesterday, Norway, Brazil, 6 minutes in the game, Norway scores a goal. They show back on the replay full speed. I can see that's offside. Like, it's easy. If you watch soccer for, 5 minutes, if you play the sport at all, once you learn the rule, you can spot when a guy's clearly offside. Yep. Show me full speed, that guy's offside. All right, that doesn't count. If I can't really tell, then the call on the field stays. Right? Have that guy make calls. He missed it. Like, all right, the official goes back. He gets called over. Watch this at full speed. Now it's fine. Spirit of the rule. Spirit of the game. Like, the whole concept is you want the game to flow a certain way. So, anyway, 803-0550. There was one thing I saw last night in the England game. This can be a hockey thing, too. We've talked about this in hockey before. When there's a penalty committed, should you get to choose who takes the penalty? Hockey doesn't do that.
No, they don't.
Right? You drag down Ilya Lyubushkin on a breakaway, Ilya Lyubushkin takes the penalty shot.
Yep.
Whereas in this World Cup, have you seen it? You take a guy out, Kylian Mbappe is going to go kick that in the net.
Yep.
What's the right way to do it?
NBA, same thing. You foul a guy, he's the one that's going to
He's the one that goes to
line.
the free throw line. What's the right way to do it?
I think I might like the soccer way more. You want to make hockey penalty shots. Like, let's make it as punitive as possible. Like, you haul them down. All right, they get to pick now.
Yeah.
They've got, the Sabres they get to put Jack Quinn out there, who's like one of the 3 best shootout guys in NHL history. So don't chop him down. Because even if it's, Beck Mallenstein on a breakaway, like, you're getting Jack Quinn, you might actually get, I don't know if they could think this quickly. You might get less penalty shots that way. But
Oh, and let me ask you this, because anytime there's a penalty shot because a guy gets hauled down on a breakaway, you could make a case that it's good for the shooter, it's good for the goalie. Maybe each goalie would feel different, like live action versus a minute to think about it, get a scouting report,
right,
take a breath, one-on-one. Like, this is very much a controlled environment as opposed to the guy, like, busting down on you in this heat of a moment. I just think that one thing that soccer has right here, and where would you apply it to basketball, would you apply it to hockey, the one thing they have right is, oh, no, the penalty is the harshest punishment it can be. Like, no matter... I don't care who you fouled. You fouled the guy in the box, and the penalty is that their best player gets a kick. And hockey breakaways are very rare. It's not exactly like touches inside the box in soccer, so this doesn't happen as much. But I would not be against that rule. I don't necessarily need it to happen. I don't think it's very, very important that whoever, you drag a guy down on a breakaway, anybody gets to shoot. But if the NHL wanted to say we're going to do that, I'd say I have no problem with that.
I think it would be very interesting. I think you would get the value of shootout specialists skyrocketing, because if that's a thing that happens more.
Now, TJ Oshie gets 7 breakaways a year.
Exactly.
7 penalties a year because of however many penalty
Pavel
shots.
Datsuk would have been like the most valuable guy to have.
And 7 might be a big number. I wonder how many penalty shots a team gets in a year. Is it 4?
Maybe that. I don't remember that. Even maybe that many last year for the Sabres. I would be curious how much it would make the goalie job easier. Because you would go, I got to study one guy.
Right. That's fair.
I got one guy, I got to know his stuff. Because otherwise, you go in a shootout against the team, you're like, all right, I know this guy likes to shoot. He's a lefty. He's a black tape, and it's going to be a backhand move. And then this guy is a righty, and he's got white tape, and he likes to shoot it. And if you eliminate all that because you've got Jack Quinn to worry about, even as good as Jack Quinn is, I might rather face one guy and just know, all right, I know what I'm looking at here. I know what the look's going to be versus, I've got to see Anders Lee is about to come down on me in a break. I have no earthly idea what he's about to do because I don't know.
Speaking of Anders Lee, he did not sign yet, did he?
No, he did.
Oh, he did.
Utah.
Oh, okay.
3 years, 5.4 off the top of my head.
So much money for everybody. But yeah, he signed. I liked him too.
I will say that the one thing about hockey that's different, also, I'm just doing the math right now. Like soccer, you get a penalty kick
80% in the net?
Once, but not even that. Like once every other game?
Sure.
Like it happens regularly enough. I mean, yesterday, Mexico and England, you had 2 penalties in like 10 minutes, both by Harry Kane.
Right. Brazil had 2 penalty kicks in their game. One got stopped.
One in that Kane scored one, and then he took the penalty on the other. In hockey, like last year, there were 1,300 games in an NHL season, like all teams. How many penalty shots were there in hockey
I want to guess
last
like
year?
50. The guy that was going that night. Never mind the best guy.
You're so right. You'd get you'd get the dumbest guys taking shots because you're right. The coach would go, he's hot tonight.
He earned it.
This guy he's worked for this tonight. He's gonna go.
Yeah.
And he just scales it into the corner.
Oh, it'd be so maddening. If I feel like we're Lindy. Lindy would fall on I'm just gonna go with Jack Quinn every time, right? Like, wait a minute, Josh Dunn on a breakaway. He's having a good night. Like, what am I doing? Like, no. What? Put Jack Quinn on the ice.
Samuelson, you've really earned this look.
I know, right? Like,
come on,
no, I don't want to make any. No, you got designated.
Didn't he score a bunch?
Designated penalty shootout guy.
It's Owen Power that's been great on penalty shots in the shootout.
That's actually true.
Owen
he
Power
has gone in the shootout.
Yeah,
and he scored one. I remember.
All right. 803-0550. We'll talk about U.S.-Belgium with Nick coming up at 8 o'clock. When we get back, I want to talk about, obviously, I made an hour and a half without getting too deep into, there's been a massive, earth-shattering offer sheet in the NHL from the Flyers to a Ducks player. That and are the Sabres done? Have you turned off your notifications because you think they might be done on their offseason? 803-0550. We'll see if there's any rumblings out there. We'll get those to you coming up next here on WGR. Get you ready for USA and Belgium. Nick Mandola, 8 o'clock today of NBC Soccer to talk
Jeremy
about this
White here.
Huge game. And the winner of tonight's game between USA and Belgium plays the winner of the afternoon's game between Spain and Portugal, which is incredible. Erling Haaland scored 2 goals for Norway in their win over Brazil. We can talk about that. The Mexico game was bonkers. Every game is bonkers. All these games are just incredible. It's, I think, is it the world's best sporting event? It
is.
There's some sentence I've been trying to finish in my head. It's like the World Cup is what the Olympics thinks it is, or something along those lines. The Olympics is, a collection of sports, and you'll watch one, and there are 7 people that might win that. And the World Cup is one sport, and every country cares an unbelievable amount. And everything about it is just so compelling. It's been amazing. And tonight, USA and Belgium, and I guess top story, Flo Balogun reinstated.
Yeah, it's been delivering, though. I mean, the stars are showing up. I mean, again, how long was the weekend? We had yesterday, which was awesome. Holland barely touching the ball. All right, 20 times he touched the ball in the whole game.
Did you see the first 3 times he touched the ball?
No.
He ran back all the way back to the defenders, and they passed it back and forth 3 times.
Just so he could
touch the ball.
Right, because
he was getting tired of not touching the ball. Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
So you have that, and in the story that Brazil just cannot get out of their own way in this tournament. They've been past the quarterfinals in, 20 years now? I think it might be more than that. And then last night, of course, we'll talk about, it was like the greatest game I've ever seen in my life. It was awesome. The weekend was so long. Argentina, Cabo Verde was during the weekend. And that game would have been a candidate for the greatest World Cup game you've ever seen because it was almost the most incredible upset ever, and it went to extra time, and a guy scored a goal from way out and then ran into the crowd, which you're like, buddy, the game's not over. This is not golden goal. Ran into the crowd to look for his family. I mean, leading into tonight for the U.S. game, it couldn't have been better. I also, I've watched this tournament since 2006, really, and this is the best one, right? This tournament is awesome. It is the best sporting event, you could argue, in the world. I mean, most people in the world watch it. So I feel like watching 06 and 10 and 14, the World Cup is always great, but this one is delivering more.
Yep.
Folarin Balogun will be available to play in the round of 16 against Belgium today. FIFA announced the disciplinary committee suspended the red card from their win over Bosnia and Herzegovina last week. The match is scheduled today for 8 o'clock. Other matches in the World Cup's round of 16, some results from yesterday. Norway defeated Brazil 2-1, and England defeated Mexico 3-2. Today, aside from the U.S. men's national team, Portugal plays Spain at 3. The National Hockey League's Players Association announced yesterday that Peyton Krebs is among 15 total NHL players to file for salary arbitration. The hearings will begin between July 20th and August 1st. For more, Paul Hamilton has the latest at WGR550.com. And the Bills, they will hold an open practice that's not exclusive to PSL members. For more, Sal Capaccio has all of the details on our website as well. Those are your Paddock Chevrolet sports headlines. Paddock Chevrolet with you for the extra mile since 1935. I'm Joe Cali for Western New York's Voice of the Fan, WGR.
So there's so many levels about this. First off, you make a good point, Hazy. He has to sign it. Like, you can present anybody with an offer sheet, but that player has to agree to go to the new team if it doesn't get matched. When you're getting a 50% premium on a 5-year contract, he's going from 12 to 18. I don't know how you don't sign it. And he's a win-win. Either it goes to Philly and he's $118 million a year, or he gets matched and stays in Anaheim with the team he likes. There's not a soul in the world that would resent his decision to sign this offer sheet.
Mike Johnson on Overdrive. It's funny that you say, like, he says not a soul in the world would resent him. Yet there is a long-held belief in the world of hockey that now that Leo Carlsson, he's going to make $18 million a year and be the NHL's highest paid player, that it's going to change the dynamic of the Anaheim room. Elliot Friedman wrote about this at Sportsnet, and he kind of said whatever, like exactly that this screws up the Ducks' salary structure, puts them in a horrible bind. Pat Verbeek's an outstanding judge of talent who expertly built the team that eliminated the two-time defending Western champs, but he just hit his first iceberg. Cutter Gauthier is not eligible for an offer sheet, but he scored 41 goals. What's he thinking now? Sharks are swirling. They're signing a defenseman, a young defenseman of theirs. They're going to get him signed. And there's another.
They signed him last night because there was a report that he was
going to get an offer sheet.
He was about to sign an offer sheet.
Yes.
He had been presented with him.
So
Minyakov.
Verbeek said, the Ducks GM said, we will match any offer sheet that is signed. And then Carlson signed 5 years, $18 million with Philadelphia. And I've been campaigning for offer sheets to be regular, normal business in the NHL for about 15 years, probably as long as I've been sitting in this seat, 20 years. Here's a big one. And I don't know, what's the problem? Does anybody have a problem? I'd like to make the case from Philadelphia's side, if I may.
Yeah.
This player's not worth $18 million. He shouldn't be the highest paid player in the league, blah, 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 blah. And this is what I want to say. We are not playing contracts. They're playing hockey. Carlson is a what level player? Good to great player?
He's a very
good player. Okay.
Like, he was Anaheim's number one center.
Perfect.
As they made the playoffs for the first time in a while. Like,
okay. He's not
70.
He's not
70
McDavid.
point guy.
He's not McKinnon. He doesn't have to be.
No, but he's great. He's a 70-point guy.
This is the question I would always ask. Great.
67.
Robert Thomas, 82 points. Right. Like most recently, we talked about Robert Thomas for the last 6 months. Can the Sabres make it? How else are you supposed to get a guy like this?
Carlson's also 21 and was the second overall pick.
How else are you supposed to get someone like this? That's the point I always want to make. Why did we go through the Sabres tank and argue with each other for years? Mm-hmm. It's because how do you get a player? You think you're good now. You're the Sabres. Let's look at the Sabres offseason. This Sabres offseason, we all have been dreaming of them maybe making a really bold move, trading a bunch of pieces and going out and getting Matthew Barzal, Robert Thomas, Brady Tkachuk got traded. Like, guys are getting moved. This is the best thing you can do. Overpay a little bit on contract, trade 4 firsts, which is worth considerably less then whatever the Sabres might have to give up, if they had to give up go get Robert Thomas, it would be what? Hellenius, Osland, a first. 4 firsts is a very reasonable price and a big contract for Leo Carlsson. The Flyers made the playoffs, think they're good, and think, how can we get a number 1 center? Here's how. What's the second best way to get one? Have a bad year where you accidentally tank?
Yeah.
Montreal got Slafkovsky. How'd they get him? They had a bad year and won a lottery.
Right. Or you got a lottery ball.
How can you ever get a 21-year-old number 1 center? There are 2 ways to do it. This is one. Of course it should be on the table. Of course teams should be doing this. Why aren't the Sabres creating some room and offer sheeting somebody? Connor Bedard, Macklin Celebrini. Should these players walk all the way to the moment they can get an offer sheet? Maybe. The report was Verbeek and the Ducks thought they could get this guy signed for $12 million. And he goes out and gets 18. I don't think that's a problem with NHL salaries. I think it's, again, proof that the league has been, collusion's a strong word, but these GMs all collectively have agreed we're going to keep our prices down. We're going to protect each other. And it never gets to a guy making $18 million. But now that Carlson signs for 18, what's Celebrini going to get? What's Bedard? Shouldn't Bedard get 20?
Sure. He absolutely should, because that number is going to become more and more common. And I think Kaprizov signed for 17. So there was some precedent in the area. He's a better player than Carlson. He's also older. But Quinn Hughes was going to get $18 million per year, and that was out there from Friedman, but it hadn't been signed yet. Does that change now? I really wonder if this does have a ripple effect, and I think it should. I think teams should look at the cap going up and the available cap space and not be afraid, like the Flyers just were, to say, yeah, we'll pay him $18 million a year, because guess what? In years 4 and 5 of that deal, the cap's going to be $20 million higher. And in this situation, it would be different anyway because he's 21 years old. That's the other part of it, is you're getting a number 1 center at the beginning. Like, he's played 3 years in the league. He just had his best season, breakout year, if you even want to call it that. He was a top 2 pick, and I can just get him. I mean, I can get him for 4 first-round picks, which, listen, if I'm good, I like the way Briere would probably think of that anyway, which is, okay, I'm giving up 4 first-round picks. One of 2 things is going to happen. I'm either going to be bad, and after making a move like this, I'm going to get fired. Or 2, I'm going to be good, and then what do I care about 4 late first-round picks anyway? Because they're not even that valuable. I do have a lot of respect for the Flyers, though, in this department, because Briere, I mean, you got to have sign-off, I'm sure, on a deal that big from ownership, and that ownership has signed off on a 14-year Shea Weber offer sheet in the past that just expired, by the way.
Did you see?
Like, they've done this before, and they've been a team and an organization that will, hey, you're vulnerable, but no pun intended, but wounded duck over there. I'm attacking. You should be attacking the Ducks right now. That is a team
that doesn't pay up front.
Does not pay up front. The owner's been cheap. Internal cap structure. Little bit of an interesting cap situation because, like, especially now, will somebody do it to Cutter Gauthier? Because they have $9 million in cap space, and that is not enough to sign Cutter Gauthier. So if I'm another team right now, I would be thinking, look, Philly was strong enough in their own conviction to go after him. Why shouldn't I go after the Ducks right now?
You should. 100%.
I should go try to... Cutter Gauthier, you want $17 million per year? I'm not saying the Sabres should do that, but because there are teams... Why wouldn't San Jose do that? San Jose is in their division, and I don't know if this is still true. They had a ton of cap space going into the summer, and yeah, like even right now, they're sitting with... I guess they only have $13 million in space. How about Chicago? Chicago, even after signing Byram, is $30 million in space. Why shouldn't they go after the Ducks? I just go get a top-line winger today for 4 first-round picks.
So, like, more context you're saying about going after the Ducks and ownership of the Flyers. 2 things. There was recently an Athletic survey of agents.
Yeah.
Who's the toughest team to deal with? And the Ducks were number 1 by a lot.
Yeah.
Because their GM, Pat Verbeek, is a hard negotiator. And, like, again, in the NHL, when you have these players' rights until they're 25 years old, they get a couple of windows to try. They grind their players into dust and, like, pay them less than they're worth. You see Frank Saravelli's tweet about the Ducks ownership? This is one of those Who Wants Me to Know That. Want to play Who Wants Me to Know That? Get a little conspiracy theory here. You mentioned the Flyers offer sheet to Shea Weber in 2012.
Yep.
Frank Saravelli wrote, one big difference between Shea Weber in 2012 and Leo Carlsson in 2026 is the massive cash upfront isn't poisonous for Anaheim like it was for Nashville. The belief was the Predators needed a cash call from their ownership group partners to match the Weber signing bonuses. Stressful to pay that much in such a short period of time. Beautifully designed to hit that pressure point. Henry Samueli, is that the Ducks owner?
Yep.
Is one of the wealthiest owners in the NHL. If it's a question for the Ducks to match, it's about team cap structure and a little more. Who wants me to think that?
The Ducks
owner.
They want you to know that it's not because I'm being cheap. Right. I'm going to let him walk.
Right. I read that. And I thought like Frank Saravelli is basically doing whatever. He's relaying a message from the Ducks. Be like, the owner will pay it. It's not that the owner can't afford it. It's about team structure and cap space. Oh, okay. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Sure thing. It's very interesting.
I can't find it now. Wasn't there a report that they called the league wanting more draft capital?
I think it was a fake report.
That was a fake report?
I think it was a parody account. That Verbeek said, like, since he's the highest paid player, should be another first.
That would have been hilarious.
Yeah, I think it's a parody account.
If that had been the case.
But anyway.
I mean, I wonder. There have been talks that we would get more offer sheets. We got one. It kind of feels like 5 because of how big it is.
And there was reportedly another one, which is why the Ducks are signing the young defenseman. But the Flyers here, like, don't sleep on this. I know that the Sabres had a great season, and we are hoping that they're at the start of a window here to continue to be good. And right now, I don't think they're off-season. They have upgraded anywhere. I think they are kind of status quo. If you think Zellweger steps in for Byram and the kids can replace Tuck, okay, then I'm status quo.
Yep.
It is more than just a division. If you think the Panthers are back, right, which you probably think the Panthers are back.
Yep.
If you think the Lightning are going to be good again and Montreal's going to be good again. I don't know about Detroit. I don't know about Ottawa. But the Flyers were a 98-point team that I don't think were all that dangerous and good. A 98-point team just went out and said $18 million for a number one center. Bleep them picks. Bleep the salary structure. And does the Flyers being good matter to a Buffalo Sabres fan? It's funny, the way that the divisions are laid out in the playoff format, you kind of think, I don't have to think about them as much. What I want to do is stay in the top 3 of my division, and if I don't, I'm thinking wild card. Well, I mean, the Flyers and the Capitals, who have gone out and got Kyrou and Alex Tuck, like, I don't know their long-term vision, how that's going to play out, but every team in the East playing for keeps, trying to get better, should matter a little bit. Here's the Leafs, who, I mean, they're not going to get Werenski because he's not going to move. They're going to pick number 1. They had Darren Radish. They're adding a goaltender. You know, the Sabres right now, it is status quo, and I'm a little bit just like still waiting. Feels like to me their offseason is done. I know you're still thinking Hellebuck will happen.
I think he will. Yeah, there was a couple of reports from over the weekend. Friedman said his belief is still that he will be traded. Emily Kaplan reported that Hellebuck's camp has been pushing very strongly to get to move on and to go to an American market, and that he's open to all proposals that would satisfy that.
Well, I guess the thing I'm worried about getting into is I've liked the Hellebuck idea in part because I think it's the only idea that might happen.
It's the only one they've really been connected to at this point.
Right. And I
still out
I almost want to like self-examine. Are you sure you really want this to happen, or is it just like this hunger for something to happen? And like, yes, they could be better because they could be better in goal because Hellebuck is very likely better than what they have. Not a guarantee, but probably likely better than what they have. I don't know that it's the best idea, but I want something. Well, I want an upgrade somewhere.
But it's a combination for me also of that. That was my favorite idea. Like, at the beginning of the offseason, that was my favorite idea, and it's still out there, and he's still probably going to get traded. Even if it wasn't your favorite idea, tell me the trade or the signing that has happened yet that you wanted them to make. The big moves haven't been made. Brady Tkachuk is still the one. Like, if you wanted, Paul wants Dylan Larkin. I don't know that he is even thinking about the Sabres, but he has not been traded. If you wanted Jason Robertson, he has not been traded or signed a deal. You want to offer sheet him for $18 million a year? Like any big move that you would have wanted if you were a Sabres fan going into the summer, what's off the table right now?
Yeah.
Or would the answer be it's off the table because they have made a Zellweger signing and now they don't have the cap space? Like, to me, that's not true. Like, they didn't sign Tuck. They didn't sign Byram. They signed Benson to about the same amount of money that we thought he was going to get. Like, if anything, I thought when Yarmo did his end-of-season press conference that they'd have exactly the amount of cap space they'd have right now, not signing Tuck, and that they'd have less future cap space because they were going to sign Byram to a giant contract. So if anything, they spent less money on the long term than I was expecting them to spend, and all the big moves are still out there. So I think it's weird because we're into July 6th, and in a normal year, everything's done. Pierre LeBrun went to the lake, right? Like, he tweeted that over the lake. We went, like, the insiders went on their vacations, but I feel like you might want to stick around because all the stuff that was supposed to happen hasn't. Even, like, the free agents, like Giroux, Laine, Kane, like, these guys are still out there waiting. And are they waiting because nothing in the league is going to happen until the big guns get moved?
If the Sabres,
and there's basically a giant dam in the league right now that's waiting to be burst.
Let me ask you this: if the Sabres were to sign a forward today, would that be just a numbers game of it? Kane, is that the Tuck replacement, or do you think signing a forward would indicate that a forward is going to go out? Because they have so many guys.
They have a lot. It would have to be an upgrade. Guys. It would have to be an upgrade guy. Yeah, and like
it's Giroux. They signed Giroux. Would you view that as simply Giroux's on the team, or would you view that as Giroux's on the team and I think someone's going to go? Like, would it? Yeah, I guess we did our in Tuck out of Tuck meter. We've been working on our Hellebuck meter. If that's going to happen, let's get one of those going. If they sign a forward, would you feel like a Hellebuck trade is more likely because they're kind of prepping to send a forward out?
I would think one of two things. One of these two things to me would be true. That they've got something in the loading dock that they're ready to do, like a Hellebuck trade, or two, because he's not signed yet, they don't want to sign Peyton Krebs for the money that he wants. Or they don't want to go to arbitration with him, and they'd say, Krebs, we like him a lot. He spent all year on the top line, including most of the playoffs, but he wants $4.5 million. And if we go to arbitration with him, then we're going to get a 1-year deal, and maybe it's even the number that he wants. So why not instead we trade him, he's the guy that goes, and we bring in Claude Giroux? Like, I think it'd be one of those two things. Because he's the easy one to leave at the moment because he doesn't have a contract. He, by the way, why wouldn't he be offer sheeted? Same thing, like, I don't hope this happens. If I'm another team in the league, I'm viewing the Sabres and saying, you want to pay that guy $4.5 million? Well, now he can't because he filed for arbitration. Right. But I would have, if I were another team, I would have said, let me give him a 4-year deal for $4.5 million. You're only going to get a second-round pick out of it, and I'll trade a second-round pick for Peyton Krebs.
Isn't that what happened with Barrett? What happened with Barrett Hayton?
I think that's almost exactly what happened with Barrett Hayton.
Did they match it, or is it decided yet?
I didn't see this weekend whether they matched it, but there was a lot happening.
All right. Nick Mendola, top of the hour. Also got to pick Owen's brain on the goalie they did sign, and it hit me, by the way, over the weekend. We were here on Thursday. Devin Levi got traded. We didn't even talk about it.
Right.
Which, on one hand, sorry. On the other hand, right? That's how much of an afterthought he became and how much of a he's going to go it became. He got traded. The Sabres traded a player, and we did not talk about it on Thursday. So we'll do some goalie chatter coming up. Nick Mendola, top of the hour here on the U.S. and Belgium tonight, 8 o'clock from Seattle. Verbeek said, the Ducks GM said, we will match any offer sheet that is signed. And then Carlson signed 5 years, $18 million with Philadelphia. And I've been campaigning for offer sheets to be regular, normal business in the NHL for about 15 years, probably as long as I've been sitting in this seat, 20 years. Here's a big one. And what's the problem? Does anybody have a problem? I'd like to make the case from Philadelphia's side, if I may.
Yeah.
This player's not worth $18 million. He shouldn't be the highest paid player in the league, blah, 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 blah. This is what I want to say. We are not playing contracts. They're playing hockey. Carlson is a what level player? Good to great player?
He's a very
good player. Okay.
Like he was Anaheim's number one center.
Perfect.
As they made the playoffs for the first time in a while. Like
okay. He's not
70.
He's not
70
McDavid.
point guy.
He's not McKinnon. He doesn't have to be.
No, but he's great. He's a 70-point guy.
This is the question I would always ask. Great.
67.
Robert Thomas, 82 points. Right. Like most recently, we talked about Robert Thomas for the last 6 months. Can the Sabres make it? How else are you supposed to get a guy like this?
Carlson's also 21 and was the second overall pick.
How else are you supposed to get someone like this? That's the point I always want to make. Why did we go through the Sabres tank and argue with each other for years? Mm-hmm. It's because how do you get a player? You think you're good now. You're the Sabres. Let's look at the Sabres offseason. This Sabres offseason, we all have been dreaming of them maybe making a really bold move, trading a bunch of pieces and going out and getting Matthew Barzal, Robert Thomas, Brady Tkachuk got traded. Like guys are getting moved. This is the best thing you can do. Overpay a little bit on contract, trade 4 firsts, which is worth considerably less than whatever the Sabres might have to give up. If they had to give up go get Robert Thomas, it would be what? Hellenius, Osland, a first. Yeah. 4 firsts is a very reasonable price and a big contract for Leo Carlson. The Flyers made the playoffs, think they're good, and think, how can we get a number 1 center? Here's how. What's the second best way to get one? Have a bad year where you accidentally tank?
Yeah.
Montreal got Slafkovsky. How'd they get him? They had a bad year and won a lottery.
Right. Or you get a lottery ball.
How can you ever get a 21-year-old number 1 center? There are 2 ways to do it. This is one. Of course it should be on the table. Of course teams should be doing this. Why aren't the Sabres creating some room and offer sheeting somebody? Your appetizer ahead of U.S.-Belgium tonight is Spain and Portugal at 3 o'clock. Where is that? Philadelphia?
Ooh, I think so.
Because Portugal was in Toronto.
It is in Dallas.
Dallas, okay. Do you know where the next round game? Where would Spain USA be? I should look this up. I'm sorry. I'll ask Nick. He might know. Nick Mendola. We've been having conversations like every couple days. Team USA, World Cup. We're going to get a preview of tonight's game. His thoughts on the Flo Balogun reinstatement and a match preview, along with the crazy weekend that was. So, Nick Mendola, NBC Soccer, when we return here on WGR.
Valerian Balogun will be available to play in the round of 16 against Belgium today. FIFA announced the disciplinary committee has suspended the red card from their win over Bosnia and Herzegovina last week. Belgium has been granted the ability to appeal the decision. The match is scheduled for tonight at 8. Other matches in the World Cup's round of 16, some results from yesterday. Norway defeated Brazil 2-1, and England defeated Mexico 3-2. Today, aside from the U.S. men's national team, Portugal plays Spain at 3. The NHL Players Association announced yesterday that Peyton Krebs is among 15 total NHL players to file for salary arbitration. The hearings will begin between July 20th and August 1st. For more, Paul Hamilton has the latest at WGR550.com. And the Buffalo Bills will hold an open practice that's not exclusive to PSL members. For more, visit Sal Capaccio's piece on our website as well, WGR550.com. That's your Paddock Chevrolet Sports Update. Paddock Chevrolet with you for the extra mile since 1935. I'm Joe Cali for Western New York's Voice of the Fan, WGR.
Flicks it along Tillman. He's got Balogun making a run off him. Can he get around to that ball? To the deflection. Balogun scores! Flo Balogun, first to react to the deflection. He'll do the LeBron celebration. It's 1-0 U.S.
He's back. Flo Balogun, comeback player of the tournament. Can you win that? Come back from a suspension? Nick Mendola, NBC Soccer, joining us on the Western Hotline to preview U.S.-Belgium, to talk about the weekend that was a long weekend. Maybe it only seemed like a 6-day weekend because I just watched so many soccer games with friends and family, and because all of them were thrilling to the point of taking years off your life. Nick, good morning.
Good morning, Jeremy White.
You were in Toronto for Portugal-Croatia. We talked about that game quite a bit earlier. Mexico-England yesterday, Norway-Brazil. We've got a whole mess of games to get to. And, of course, tonight, U.S. and Belgium. So strap in. Where's your next game? We always start these conversations with what's the next game you're covering?
Well, we are examining the travel budget as we speak at work. But right now, my next game, and God, I always feel so egotistical saying this, is the World Cup final. Yeah, pretty excited about that one.
Yeah, it'll be at MetLife Stadium. So that's July 19th, 13 days from now, the World Cup final. We'll see who gets there. Nick, let's just get right to it, to the U.S. and Belgium, and the news that the governing bodies, who knows, reinstated, I don't know if that's even the right term. They suspended a suspension. They decided that Balogun would be available. That's how it was reported as breaking news. Flo Balogun will be available. On Thursday, when we last spoke, we said coin toss, 50-50. You never know with FIFA. And sure enough, it came up heads. He's available.
Yeah, it is kind of insane. It's not unprecedented. The timing, however, is unprecedented, and that's why Belgium is so upset. But, I mean, that's for another time and another discussion, guys. I just keep thinking to myself as an American and someone who is very invested in this team doing well outside of my reporting, I finally understand what it's like to be a Leafs fan and dealing with the Department of Player Safety.
They are always complaining about that. The unprecedented part, right, like as you said, is that it's in the tournament, right? Like I've seen a lot of, Ronaldo had a ban that was lifted at the beginning of the tournament. There have been other guys like that. But the unprecedented part is that it's never happened in the middle of a tournament.
I mean, I don't know about in the middle of a tournament, but the day before?
The day before, right.
That's the part that, is kind of slaying me. I mean, when you talk about Ronaldo, guys, that suspension was in the air and then lifted after he came with Infantino to the United States for a White House dinner. And that's one of the things that I think has got people a little bit up in arms. But, the fact that it's happened so quickly. I mean, Belgium's boss basically came out, and their entire FA, but their manager came out and said, guys, forget how you feel about the red card. We have been planning for whoever else the U.S. was going to start up top, and now the game's tomorrow, and this is basically a rest day. This is basically a prep day. So competitively speaking, they think it messes with the integrity of the competition, and to be fair, I'm very biased, and I'm glad Balogun's going to play. They're not wrong.
Right. And this process, I guess, Nick, like FIFA kind of walked itself into a corner here because timing. To me, if you're not a soccer fan out there, the best example I would give, or the parallel, is we all watch football. We all know that certain plays are reviewable and certain plays are not reviewable. And we were told right after this happened, this is not reviewable. There's not even a mechanism for FIFA to do this, and then they went ahead and did it, right? So, timing is one thing. Had they done it the next day, we might have said, oh, I guess they decided cooler heads prevailed, whatever it might be. There still was not supposed to be any sort of mechanism, if I'm not mistaken.
That's correct. There's a reporting out there, obviously, of the political nature, but the one is that Howard Lutnick, who I believe is the Commerce Secretary, was at the game and immediately on his flight home got the FIFA rulebook out. And basically, if America does anything well, it's teams of lawyers. And perhaps that's one of the things that aided in their defense. Hey, what about this? Hey, what about this? And there definitely is a cozy relationship between FIFA and the United States. And so, again, I'm not trying to make it sound like this is, all political or anything like that, because I think had it been reviewed the next day and overruled, everyone would have said, wow, it's a little controversial, but I can see it because intent and malice wasn't there. This foul looked gross in slow motion. You knew it was going to be a red card the minute you saw the picture that the referee was going to be shown to start the replay. But the fact of the matter is, it's extremely debatable. There's a great podcast, a good podcast, I should say, with the last three coaches of the U.S. men's national team. And I listened the day after that game, and even they couldn't decide. They said they were discussing with their staffs at MLS games, and they couldn't decide as well. So it's just been it's a lot to take in.
How much do you feel like this overshadows the game, or do you feel like that's just where we are right now? And once it gets to the game, he's in, it is what it is. It's a World Cup round of 16 game, and there's a lot on the line. Imagine it's kind of like an NFL offseason. Training camp is all the rage until the season starts, and then we forget everything that happened.
Yeah, it probably depends if he scores. Right. He has been the Yanks' best player at this tournament. You could argue for Tyler Adams. Chris Richards has done really well, but Balogun has been a revelation. He's been more important to the team than Christian Pulisic at this point. And so, I think it's going to stop once the game starts to some degree and threaten to rear its head every time he gets the ball.
Yeah. Nick Mendola joining us of NBC Soccer.
So the questions, of course, now about what they would do up top are pretty much settled. What were you thinking about, I guess, for their chances before this news, and how much does him being available, given that we just talked about how good he's been in the tournament? I mean, are they a favorite to you now? I know, or are they a pick 'em? What would you kind of put their odds at?
Yeah, it was 35-65, I would have said, if he wasn't playing. And the 50-50 is, that's been a good number for us guys over the last week. But I would go 51-49 to the U.S. after watching Mexico-England last night and Canada-Morocco. Both of those games just showed a crowd and a host nation that can be buoyed. Canada a little bit less so. Obviously, the game was in the U.S., but they traveled a lot better than Morocco. But Mexico last night, guys, you watched the game. It was a din. I mean, that was as loud as I can remember a stadium jumping off the TV screen in my entire life.
Well, they get Seattle tonight. We know that can be a loud stadium, big-time soccer city. For Team USA, okay, Balogun's in. They won the game when he left the game and they won. They won a game without Pulisic. That's what I was about to get to. We've seen some depth from this team, and again, depth is still your starting players are getting the job done here. Do you feel like the road that got them here prepared them to maybe play without Balogun, and now he's in, and this is going to be as strong a U.S. side as they've ever put out?
Yes, I do. I like the way you're putting that. I think the biggest challenge is easily that Belgium is the best team they've played so far. And a lot is being made of the fact that Belgium is older than they were, which is true for everyone. But you know what I mean. Older than they were when the U.S. played them in the round of 16 10 years ago. But this is still a team that, in terms of peak quality, in terms of the moments that they're going to have, potentially even early in the game, can rival them. So, yes, this is the best U.S., the deepest U.S., the most talented starting lineup the U.S. have had. And over the course of 90 minutes, I expect them to look like the slightly better team. It's just that can they can they make those moments count that they get against a decent team?
Is there anything Belgium does particularly well, or any individuals that you feel like are the worst part of this for the U.S. tonight for their matchup?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the worst part is probably Jeremy Doku. The U.S. has not had its best days against elite wingers. They haven't even faced a lot of elite wingers at this tournament. I guess the best scenario you could walk into is what Arda Güler did against Turkey, and that was, the U.S.'s second team. So Doku is a freak show out wide. He's going to take one side of the pitch, probably Anthony Robinson, and take that strength away from them. Also, Kevin De Bruyne is a wizard. He's one of the best midfielders to ever play the game in terms of creativity, in terms of vision. And that's something where they can, and Belgium will, kind of leave him a little bit on an island, much like Argentina does with Messi, and say, listen, I don't need you to contribute in every single way. I don't need you to tackle, but when you do get the ball, just do stuff that other people cannot fathom.
Right.
And that, those two guys, I think, are the biggest challenge.
They played in a friendly, right, in March that the U.S. did not do well in. I wonder, though, if that might be good for them, right? Like, it's, film review, isn't it? Like, we saw what that looked like against them and what we would need to be better at.
A little bit. And I think that could be true, except for the fact that Tyler Adams didn't play in that game and a couple other guys didn't start or didn't play. Okay. I don't think that was the best version of the U.S. And I certainly don't think that Mauricio Pochettino was pulling out all the stops. And he has been a bit of a tiebreaker, if you will, in this tournament. He's showing people what an elite invested manager can do on the international stage.
Nick Mandola joining us. All right, so tonight, 8 o'clock in Seattle. It's Belgium and the U.S. Nick, larger looking at the tournament, I'm pulling up the golden boot race of the last couple World Cups to kind of try to make a point here and get your thoughts on it. So the 2022 golden boot was Kylian Mbappe. He had 8 goals. The runner-up was Leo Messi. And then in third was Olivier Giroud with 4. Right? In 2018, Harry Kane won the Golden Boot with 6, and second place is 4. This time around, we got a lot of soccer left. Granted, there's another game in the knockout stage, but whether it's Mbappe or it's Messi or Erling Haaland, is this the most star-driven World Cup that you can remember? I want to say ever. There have been a lot of World Cups, but we are seeing stars on another level right now when it comes to production in the goal department. Yeah,
I mean, there's just no question. It's been exceptional on every single level, and by any metric, really. I mean, it's just sure there have been penalties along the way. Mbappe has a couple. I think Messi has. Does he have 1 or 2? It doesn't matter. This has been the best, and I think it goes back to something you and I and Joe have discussed over the last few weeks. It's standing out to a lot of us because of guys that we don't necessarily see at the stage. Norway didn't make the last tournament, and we're seeing Haaland together. A lot of these guys have elite playmakers with them too. So Haaland, we obviously see him with elite playmakers at Manchester City, but he's got Odegaard with him, who is a virtuoso for Arsenal, an absolutely wonderful player. And Mbappe has Ousmane Dembele with him. The surrounding casts of these superstars, with the exception of Messi, who's in more of a physical midfield-driven unit, are queuing up these players for success as well. And I always wonder about this. There are those things that we can't really quantify or qualify. We can qualify them, I should say. Is it something where when you see the stars show up, when Ronaldo sees Messi shows up, does he start to feel like, all right, listen, I'm shooting more today, or I'm going to take the bull by the horns? I do wonder about that. It shouldn't make sense, right? It's not a logical thing, but I'm wondering if that vibe isn't carrying over between the stars because they have very cozy relationships.
How impressive was the England win last night, given the atmosphere and going down to 10 men? Did you think once they did go down to 10 men, were you one that thought Mexico was going to get that done?
No, which is weird because in all my chats, people were going with that, like, oh, this is huge for Mexican. Oh, I can't believe that England is going to hold up another 19 minutes because it was unbelievable pressure. But for some reason, Mexico abandoned what got them there. I mean, in the first half, aside from the 3 minutes where England scored 2 goals, Mexico were undeniably the better team. The first half hour of the game was almost exclusively Mexico, and that stadium was unbelievable. But for some reason, once the red card hit, Mexico just desperation crosses into the box. It was, I like to bring the American sports in for your audience. It was all long passes. And instead of abandoning the run or whatever,
Nick,
right?
they had 49 crosses last night. England had 4, and England scored on one of them, by the way. But 49-4 was the cross count.
Yep, and a 22% success rate. They only got 3 shots on target for the entire game. 2 of them obviously went in, and 1 was a penalty. So it just wasn't good enough for Mexico.
Back on the U.S. path for a moment, I know this would assume a win over Belgium, but before they play tonight, Spain and Portugal, how big a difference is the two of those for what a quarterfinal matchup would be for the U.S.?
Oh, geez. I think the game is a coin flip, so I think that should tell you something. The midfield that the U.S. has been so active in and so great to watch in this tournament, Spain and Portugal have elite midfielders. Courtois and Diogo Costa in goal are as good as it gets, more or less. I guess if there was a little bit of an edge, you might say that Ruben Diaz in Portugal's back line is a little bit more experienced at the highest levels. But again, Spain has Marc Cucurella and Pau Cubarsí. So, just pick your poison here. This is why the line has been the quarterfinals for some time. Make it there and hope you play the best game of your tournament.
Yeah. And some teams like France, Morocco is already a matchup. We know Norway, England, and of course like Argentina, Egypt, Switzerland, Colombia. Those 2 teams play tomorrow. When you look at the draw itself, I don't know, Nick, it does not appear that if you got through that, maybe you'd have a break. There kind of are no breaks left, right? You're probably going to line up against France if you find a way through Spain or Portugal. And this is where we could talk about moral victories all we want. Every win here is going to feel good, and it might be exceedingly less likely they win each and every round. But hey, is it house money as long as they win this game tonight?
It's house money as long as they win this game tonight. Some might tell you it's house money, given, you guys mentioned earlier that Belgium beat the U.S., a very different U.S., just a few months ago. This would be the biggest win in their history. Yeah. I'm saying that out loud. I'm testing it out. I'm seeing how it sounds. And I think that's right. To go on the stage as good as the U.S. are, to go on a stage against De Bruyne and Doku and even Roberto Martinez, the manager, the experience he's had, Thibaut Courtois is one of the best goalkeepers in the world. This is absolutely massive, and it would be such a terrific sign to do it on the stage. It does become house money with a win tonight, yeah.
What's Brazil's problem? Do they have? Is there a common thread as to why they haven't been out of the quarters in so long?
Jeez, I tend to be the easy, kind of cheap, boring answer that their problem is that the best teams in the world are hard to beat. And they had a kind of unparalleled run for a while there to get to their record amount of World Cups. The other night, they could not break through. They could not make the final ball count, and they got beaten by a monster, an absolute monster. Erling Haaland is a physical freak. You're talking about the guy he beat on the first goal. Gabriel Magalhaes is one of the very best center backs in the world, and Haaland has his number. I don't know how to. Is it? I don't even know how to compare the two.
Whose number doesn't he have, though?
Absolute force of nature.
Yeah. Nick Mendola of NBC Soccer. Nick, where do you come down on the ball, chipping the ball, hit a guy's hair? You were at that game, the stoppage time goal for Croatia, and I don't know how you feel about the general reactions to how many offsides are being called, how many reviews there are. This Balogun thing is a review. Anything on it? Not that you have to have a hot take on it. Just you were there for the one, Portugal-Croatia. That was the ball shows a blip on the radar. What are you supposed to do?
I don't know what you're supposed to do. I have trouble whenever people bring up and you guys do a great job framing it. I love when Bulldog talks about it too, about replay and what you should use it for, or if you should use it at all. In that instance, you're going by the rules, and the rules say that the ball was touched. I mean, what are you supposed to do? I hate not having an answer for this. It's very upsetting to me because I'm at a point where I feel like I should be able to live in the hot takery. And yet I'm thinking if I'm going to roll by this microchip telling me if a ball has crossed the line by a millimeter, then I guess I have to live with the fact that this ball has skimmed the hair of a player and took an entire national team's dreams and the international career of one of the best players to ever play and essentially ended it and taken that drama out of the game. Or did it? Because there was drama in the review. Yeah. I don't know, guys. It's so hard for me, and I usually leave it to people like you who frame it so much better than me.
Nick, do you want to tell us about the victory over the Lorain County Leviathan?
And playoffs, right?
FC Buffalo got a win and a draw, and you guys are off to the playoffs?
Yes, guys, I'm feeling like it's not possible to have things go my way, and then that happens. So we get the win, and the team, I mean, our team, FC Buffalo men, fantastic. They're averaging 3 goals a game. They're an entertaining team. But then you go, all right, well, now we got to look at the out-of-town scoreboard, and you immediately load it up, and it's like, it's working in our favor. So, to clinch with a game to go feels very anti-Buffalo. But we're excited about it, and it allows us to give our players a home game next Saturday at 3 p.m. before the playoffs and kind of tell the fans to come out and just have a good time and salute this group of guys. I mean, only 35 of the 80 or 90 teams, whatever it is, make the playoffs. And, even in our division, there isn't a guarantee that the second-place team makes it. So to seal it as, at worst, the second-place team with a game to go, it's just it's incredible. And we've got Ali Alamari from Lackawanna. We've got Ashton Gell from Lancaster, Jack Root from Buffalo. I mean, this is probably our most local team in a while, and that feels fantastic.
So next up, what's the next development here?
Yeah, so again, we'll play Saturday against Akron City, a bit of fan appreciation day, and then on the 17th and 19th, and yes, the 19th is the World Cup final, so what a great feeling if we win to have 2 things going on the same day. But we'll be on the road the 17th against a host city, and we'll be staying there hopefully for 3 days and trying to make it to the national semifinal.
Very good. FCBuffalo.org for information on that. Nick, thanks. We'll talk tomorrow, break down the game, and talk about Spain or Portugal. Are you free? Are you available? We've been using you a lot.
I can't wait.
I'm sending you. I'm sending you a gift basket, a fruit basket.
Double arrangement.
I'll take all the fruit I can get. No, I love it. I can't wait to talk more, guys.
All right, thanks, Nick. Enjoy the game tonight.
I will. See you guys.
Nick Mendola on WGR here on our Wester Hotline. 8:00
on the dot.
Yes,
which is always nice.
The games,
they start on time.
It can't be said enough.
And I like getting there. Like I like remembering. Like, ooh, 7:50. I got to get it on for the anthems and the walkout. And
yes,
yeah.
It can't be said enough that these games start on time and they don't last forever. I know that makes it sound like, oh, you only like it because the games go quickly.
Right.
Like, well. You
must not like this thing that much because you don't want it.
It is a lot like going to the movies. If I see a trailer for a movie, I think, I might want to see that. Then you tell me it's 3 hours and 12 minutes. I'm like, I'm never going to see it.
Oh, you're not going to see you're not going to see.
I am going to see the Odyssey. That's going to be
okay. Well, there you go.
But you tell me,
3 hours.
That movie's a cool hour 48 with no previews. Let's go.
When's the last time you said no to a movie because it was too long?
Countless times.
Countless times.
Yeah. In the last 10 years, yeah. It becomes I'll watch that over the course of a week in 2 years instead.
Watch it like a show?
Yes, I'll just watch it like a show.
Okay.
It takes, to get to the movies.
Did you see Oppenheimer?
I did.
In theater?
Nope.
You waited on that one?
I watched it at home in 2 segments.
Terrible decision. That movie needed theaters.
I got a lot going on. I think I watched it at home. I'm busy. I couldn't watch it.
Wait, isn't that the one you watched in an airplane?
I think Oppenheimer
was that Top Gun.
I watched Top Gun Maverick on an airplane.
Same thing. Like that movie was built for the theater.
But again,
and you watched it with headphones.
Where am I getting 2.5 hours of okay, I can sit down and watch a movie?
Well, now, are you at a point now where the kids aren't sitting there for 2.5 hours. Are
No,
you?
not. Well, it depends. They'll watch the soccer. I can get these kids to watch the soccer.
But not in a theater, is what I'm saying.
We've been to a couple movies.
Well,
We're
that's maxing out at 2 hours, I bet.
Yeah, roughly.
Like, you're not sitting there watching.
Then again, you promised them some popcorn. They sat down for a cosmic baseball, and they liked that.
Well, that was, you could have been standing throughout that whole thing, too.
Yeah.
That was a lot of fun. Cosmic baseball. They're doing cosmic. There it is. The Chili Peppers.
My Chili Pepper.
They
chain.
won.
They did.
Huge
Huge win.
I asked my buddy, who was a couple seats down from us late in the game. He was very offended by this question, and I asked him, "What's the score?" Like, who cares?
I have no idea.
What's the difference? They're doing cosmic hockey next year.
That I think will be awesome.
It will be awesome. I have lots of questions though. Like, what is the ice going to be? Because if it's glow in the dark, white ice is going to kind of ruin the jerseys and everything, I think.
I'm sure it'll. I think.
Are they going to black out the ice?
It's a great question.
These are questions. I think I can get us these questions answered.
Oh,
I
yeah?
can connect us with somebody over at Cosmic Hockey.
Oh.
I think I got.
He's got sources?
I got a source. At
I think
Cosmic Source?
I think Cosmic Hockey sounds awesome.
I think it's going to be really sweet.
Yeah.
It's going to be really, really sweet.
The baseball was good. It was fun. Does it make you wonder, like, if these, minor league baseball is still baseball? They're not going to go completely off the wall, goofy, change the rules. But they sell out a stadium for 2 straight nights, and the guys are running the bases backwards, and there's home run derbies.
There was pickleball going on in left field at one point while the game was going on.
In the intermission, there's jousting on unicycles.
Yep.
Like,
they have a time.
They have a time. What a racket. The merch stand, a lot of merch.
A lot of merch.
A lot of merch.
Did you have bubbles being shot in your face all day because of the thing they were selling?
You mean, did I buy my children a bubble wand?
Okay, yeah.
Yes.
Okay,
we
then,
did get a bubble wand.
But was there anybody in front of you that had a bubble wand? Because there was a row of kids in our section with bubble wands, and it was like you were under attack for half the game.
Yep.
And those things never ran out. Never ran out.
No,
you got to sell those
great
with
night for kids.
Quarter fluid, so
they made that bubble wand still has bubbles in it. It's a lot of bubbles in that bubble wand.
These bubble wands. We got to limit the bubble wands.
Kids love bubbles.
Now let them go. It was everyone had a great time.
803-0550. All right, quick goalie conversation because Owen knows the guy the Sabres most recently signed, and we can maybe finally get around to talking about Devin Levi, who did get traded, and we just kind of oh yeah, that guy went. So 803-0550 if you want to jump in. We've got an abbreviated World Cup of Joe.
Yep,
because
only 4 teams play
today, but that's all right. We'll be ready for it. All coming up here on WGR. Verbeek said, the Ducks GM said, we will match any offer sheet that is signed. And then Carlson signed 5 years, $18 million with Philadelphia. And I've been campaigning for offer sheets to be regular, normal business in the NHL for about 15 years, probably as long as I've been sitting in this seat, 20 years. Here's a big one. And I don't know, what's the problem? Does anybody have a problem? I'd like to make the case from Philadelphia's side, if I may.
Yeah.
This player's not worth $18 million. He shouldn't be the highest paid player in the league, blah, 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 blah. And this is what I want to say. We are not playing contracts. They're playing hockey. Carlson is a what level player? Good to great player?
He's a very
good player. Okay.
Like he was Anaheim's #1 center.
Perfect.
As they made the playoffs for the first time in a while.
Okay. He's not
70.
He's not
70
McDavid.
point guy.
He's not McKinnon. He doesn't have to be.
No, but he's great. He's a 70-point guy.
This is the question I would always ask. Great.
67.
Robert Thomas, 82 points. Right. Like most recently, we talked about Robert Thomas for the last 6 months. Can the Sabres make it? How else are you supposed to get a guy like this?
Carlson's also 21 and was the second overall pick.
How else are you supposed to get someone like this? That's the point I always want to make. Why did we go through the Sabres tank and argue with each other for years? Mm-hmm. It's because how do you get a player? You think you're good now. You're the Sabres. Let's look at the Sabres offseason. This Sabres offseason, we all have been dreaming of them maybe making a really bold move, trading a bunch of pieces and going out and getting Matthew Barzal, Robert Thomas, Brady Tkachuk got traded. Like guys are getting moved. This is the best thing you can do. Overpay a little bit on contract, trade 4 firsts, which is worth considerably less then whatever the Sabres might have to give up, if they had to give up go get Robert Thomas, it would be what? Hellenius, Osland, a first. 4 firsts is a very reasonable price and a big contract for Leo Carlsson. The Flyers made the playoffs, think they're good, and think, how can we get a number 1 center? Here's how. What's the second best way to get one? Have a bad year where you accidentally tank?
Yeah.
Montreal got Slafkovsky. How'd they get him? They had a bad year and won a lottery.
Right. Or you get a lottery ball.
How can you ever get a 21-year-old number 1 center? There are 2 ways to do it. This is one. Of course it should be on the table. Of course teams should be doing this. Why aren't the Sabres creating some room and offer sheeting somebody? But the Flyers here, don't sleep on this. I know that the Sabres had a great season, and we are hoping that they're at the start of a window here to continue to be good. And right now, I don't think they're off-season. They have upgraded anywhere. I think they are kind of status quo. If you think Zellweger steps in for Byram and the kids can replace Tuck, okay, then I'm status quo.
Yep.
It is more than just a division. If you think the Panthers are back, right, which you probably think the Panthers are back.
Yep.
If you think the Lightning are going to be good again and Montreal's going to be good again. I don't know about Detroit. I don't know about Ottawa. But the Flyers were a 98-point team that I don't think were all that dangerous and good. A 98-point team just went out and said $18 million for a number 1 center. Bleep them picks. Bleep the salary structure. And does the Flyers being good matter to a Buffalo Sabres fan? It's funny, the way that the divisions are laid out in the playoff format, you kind of think, I don't have to think about them as much. What I want to do is stay in the top 3 of my division, and if I don't, I'm thinking wild card. Well, I mean, the Flyers and the Capitals, who have gone out and got Kyrou and Alex Tuck, I don't know their long-term vision, how that's going to play out, but every team in the East playing for keeps, trying to get better, should matter a little bit. Here's the Leafs, who, I mean, they're not going to get Werenski because he's not going to move. They're going to pick number 1. They had Darren Radish. They're adding a goaltender. The Sabres right now, it is status quo, and I'm a little bit just still waiting. Feels like to me their offseason is done. I know you're still thinking Hellebuck will happen.
I think he will. Yeah, there was a couple of reports from over the weekend. Friedman said his belief is still that he will be traded. Emily Kaplan reported that Hellebuck's camp has been pushing very strongly to get to move on and to go to an American market, and that he's open to all proposals that would satisfy that.
Well, I guess the thing I'm worried about getting into is I've liked the Hellebuck idea, in part because I think it's the only idea that might happen.
It's the only one they've really been connected to at this point.
Right. And I
still out
I almost want to self-examine. Are you sure you really want this to happen, or is it just this hunger for something to happen? And yes, they could be better because they could be better in goal because Hellebuck is very likely better than what they have. Not a guarantee, but probably likely better than what they have.
Valerian Balogun will be available to play in the round of 16 against Belgium today. FIFA announced the committee has suspended the red card from their win over Bosnia and Herzegovina last week. Belgium has been granted the ability to appeal the decision. The match is scheduled for tonight at 8 o'clock. Other matches in the World Cup's round of 16, some results from yesterday. Norway defeated Brazil 2-1. England defeated Mexico 3-2. Today, aside from the U.S. men's national team, Portugal plays Spain at 3. The NHL Players Association announced yesterday that Peyton Krebs is among 15 total NHL players to file for salary arbitration. The hearings will be set up between July 20th and August 1st. For more, Paul Hamilton has the latest at WGR550.com. And the Buffalo Bills, they will hold an open practice that is not exclusive to PSL members, like the return of the blue and red. For more, you can visit Sal Capaccio's piece on our website as well. That's your Paddock Chevrolet Sports Headlines. Paddock Chevrolet with you for the extra mile since 1935. I'm Joe Cali for Western New York's Voice of the Fan, WGR.
Kept in, feed, backdoor side again along the near wing for Barré-Boulet. At top again, he'll try another one. Kicked away by Levi, rebound.
Devin Levi. We forgot to get to it on Thursday. He got traded. We'll always have the Jedi moments.
And we'll always have that poll that I once posted about whether you'd rather have Connor Hellebuck or Devin Levi, and 89% said Devin Levi.
Well,
and we'll always have that 2 weeks where we thought he was about to be the greatest goalie in the league.
Belief in a young, promising player is, it's a high.
That is, I think maybe you've made this point recently about others. Like my brother has a Devin Levi jersey, and his take on that now is, I'm going to still wear this because this is how much I can buy in and believe on this team.
Yeah.
I went out and got the jersey of a guy who had played 7 games.
Yeah, a bad jersey is a sign of a person that believes in things, whatever those things might be. I don't think there's such a thing as a bad jersey. It's good to have, like, wow, Devin Levi, that's a deep pull. Yeah, I was watching the team that year.
Mm-hmm.
Those was it 7 games?
I think it was 7 games, yeah.
Of the entire drought, let's go through the top 10 moments.
Okay.
Right? Moment being like stretch of games. The 10-game win streak, okay?
Yep.
Is Levi second? They were in a playoff race, and he was there, and they just kept rolling him out, and he kept playing pretty well. He had maybe one bad game. The game he played against the Rangers.
Might have been the last one. They got eliminated against New Jersey.
Maybe.
And he had maybe... Oh, should look. I think he played back-to-back nights.
We watched a game at Sal's 50th birthday party, and the whole...
That was the Ranger game.
...place was watching.
Yep.
That might have been his first game.
I think so. And Jeff Skinner scored in overtime and immediately ran to the other end of the ice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There were signs of life. It's one of the things... The Granado Sabres showed signs of life. They got them back from the absolute abyss of Botterill and Kruger. And I know we were still mad about a lot of things, but there were moments in there.
He had won. I'm looking at his games from that
He got
run.
shelled against Detroit.
He did. They won that game anyway.
Yeah.
But he really only had one bad game that they lost, and it was the game they got eliminated against New Jersey, but he had played the night before.
Mm-hmm.
So he had played against the Ranger. The Ranger game was the night before. He beat the Rangers twice?
Yeah.
Okay. This one in Madison Square Garden. He won. Then he went to Jersey. They needed to win.
They won in a shootout at MSG, and I feel like he stopped Panarin.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Zibanejad?
Yes. And somebody else really good.
Let's see.
Wow.
He stopped Patrick Kane, Mika Zibanejad, Artemi Panarin. Tarasenko scored, but the Sabres tied it, and then he stopped Capo Caco to win it.
Not bad. Good for him. Well, good luck to him. I don't think it was ever going to happen.
I was looking at his numbers, by the way, like during his Sabres career, and they're not nearly as bad as you think they are. Like more than 5 goals saved above expected and per 60, like as good as or not better than Luukkonen's.
Yeah.
Like he had one bad year.
All right, I'm going to set I'm going to set Owen up here.
He had the fifth best goalie season of the entire playoff drought. Like, he had 8 goals saved above expected in 23 games. And 23-24, that is not the 7-game stretch. So, he had another year in there. But it was starting to go maybe a little bit in the wrong direction in Rochester.
It was getting a little inconsistent and like
his numbers had gone down, I know, at least.
Really, yeah. It had become this guy's clearly just not in the right place anymore. He needed to go. He just did. They butchered it when they did what they did with him after that year when he was great. And, I say this constantly about this, and this is probably the last time I'll have to say it because he's gone now, but they put on a masterclass of destroying a really high-level goaltending prospect. They put a guy out there before he was ready. They put all the fan expectation, all the internal expectation, all the pressure onto a kid.
How much of that is them and how much of that is us? And I say that because is there a Keon Coleman parallel here? They bring him in after Diggs. He he's a personality, the yellow jacket, this and that.
There was a lot of
there's too much on a guy too early.
Yeah, there was a lot of it that was just fans because he was so great when he got here, but there was also the way they talked about him, the way Adams talked about him, the way they treated him, having him come in and be on the roster after they just shouldn't have done any of it. They were posting like Instagram videos of him talking to fans. Like they were very clearly dedicated to like, we're going to make this guy a face now because we think he's here or whatever. Somebody thinks that that's a good idea. And it was not. It never was. And it was always going to be for a kid that I don't know him personally. I know some people that do. I think has a little bit of an ego. I think that really, really inflated that, and then that became an issue.
Do you think it's possible for Edmonton to, again, like this is you said disaster class and how to squander this, the reset could reap rewards?
Sure. I think it's possible. I think, though, that he's now in a very precarious position for goaltenders because this is just like it's do or die. You either do it now, like this year maybe, or it's pretty much done, and you're going to be a career AHL guy. And that's, where he's at. And he has not taken the steps he's needed to like get anywhere above that. He's not played well enough to be like demanding to be in the league. That's just not, he's not there. He's been fine. He's been good. But he's not been like, oh, this guy needs to play. We can't keep him out any longer. It's, well, you need waivers next year, and we don't really think you're going to play for us. So go see if you can do it in Edmonton.
Yeah.
They're trying to
he has an uphill climb because he's in a trio.
Right.
They signed Freddie Anderson, and Tristan Jarry is still there. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, could he unseat Jarry to be the number 2? I think he definitely could.
That's definitely possible, but
but he's not going to be the guy.
No.
And I guess for him, it would just be, can I get in the league? And if you could be the 2 in Edmonton, then he probably would treat that as a win for his career. I thought where you were headed with that is how much of him being in the NHL that quickly was his own doing.
I think that is also
how much was he pressuring the Sabres in the first place to say, I'm only signing with you if I'm in the league immediately, and them having some pressure to feel like they had to respect that once it even wasn't going well. Like, well, he only came here because we told him he was going to be in the league right away. And what are we going to do? Send him down? Like, I feel like they really fought against sending him down, and it could have been because they probably promised him.
Well, that's the being bad tax.
Right.
You had to pay the tax where we got to, cater to this player.
Yeah. But he had been the plan multiple years in a row.
Exactly. And that's, to me, that is the issue, is that you can't have that be the plan and have peanuts otherwise. It's irresponsible. It's a bad situation to put him in. It's a bad situation to put yourself in. They blew it with him. And, maybe it works out for him in Edmonton, but I think he was hurt by that, his career. And obviously the Sabres could have used him to be better than he was. And I think the way his attitude was when he got in the league might have cost him maybe Hellebuck 3 years ago or whenever that was going to happen, is like maybe they were going to do that and they had to say, never mind, because we've got this kid coming and he's not going to do it unless we don't trade for a guy.
That is really where I feel like maybe that's the largest mistake Adams made at building a roster while he was here was, you could just say goalie in general, because I feel like doing what you did with Luukkonen as an investment, as long as you've done it, has also hurt them a lot. Mm-hmm. But I feel like Levi more so, because you made him the plan, and how many other things did you just mentioned Hellebuck, how many things did you block yourself out from? I remember that was part of the story at the trade deadline. It might have cost them a playoff spot, because in 22-23, when they are in the race and it's deadline time, I remember thinking, like, you need a goalie. This team needs a goalie. Luukkonen is shaky, and Anderson was there, but he was so old and he couldn't stay on the ice. Like, you got to go get somebody. I remember, even Cam Talbot, I remember thinking, just go get that.
Just something.
And I remember that a part of that conversation then was, well, no, I can't do that, because if I do that, I'm afraid Levi won't sign with me. And how long did they put off other goalie ideas because they just believed, out of Northeastern, he was going to show up and do something that 22, 23-year-old goalies almost never do.
They rarely do that.
Never, ever, ever, ever do.
It's like John Gibson and no one else.
Ken Dryden. Like,
Right.
That's where you're at.
Like, you were banking on him doing something unprecedented. And honestly, if you had ignored that, you might have made the playoffs 3 years sooner.
Mm-hmm. And you might, you might have a goaltender that isn't UPL in the net last year. You might have a long-term guy at that position if you had gone that year and been like, all right, we need a guy. Let's get anybody that would have been available then. It was around Saros, maybe was floating around.
That's all, of course, though, at a time where the biggest thing that could have gone wrong for the Sabres is they're like fighting for their lives with their own fans, as we cannot afford to have someone that people like leave.
Yep.
We can't have another PR nightmare. Like we own the rights to this guy. He's good. He looks good. We got to sell something to these fans that it could get better in some way.
That was the year, though, where they maybe didn't value making the playoffs enough because Adams at the end of season press conference took offense to the idea that the season was a failure because they had almost made it, and it felt like, okay, sure, you would have took a PR hit if he left that spring and said, I'm not going to sign with you. Fine. But if you had traded for a goalie and made the playoffs, who would have cared?
Right. 803-0550. Portugal, Spain, 3 o'clock. USA, Belgium, 8 o'clock. The World Cup of Joe coming up in the 9 o'clock hour. You can give us a ring. I'm desperate for a Sabres rumor. Somebody hit me with a rumor. Something that isn't just Joe saying, I think Hellebuyck.
Nothing else has happened yet.
I still think Hellebuyck can happen. I'd like a secondary idea that I could put against Hellebuyck as I'm driving around thinking about what I want them to do. And right now I got nothing. Right now I'm thinking
it's like Patrick Kane.
Right now I'm thinking this is the team. This is their roster. 803-0550, Jeremy and Joe on WGR. But the Flyers here, don't sleep on this. I know that the Sabres had a great season, and we are hoping that they're at the start of a window here to continue to be good. And right now I don't think they're off-season. They have upgraded anywhere. I think they are kind of status quo. If you think Zellweger steps in for Byram and the kids can replace Tuck, okay, then I'm status quo.
Yep.
It is more than just a division. If you think the Panthers are back, right, which you probably think the Panthers are back.
Yep.
If you think the Lightning are going to be good again and Montreal's going to be good again. I don't know about Detroit. I don't know about Ottawa. But the Flyers were a 98-point team that I don't think were all that dangerous and good. A 98-point team just went out and said $18 million for a number one center. Bleep them picks. Bleep the salary structure. And does the Flyers being good matter to a Buffalo Sabres fan? It's funny, the way that the divisions are laid out in the playoff format, you kind of think, I don't have to think about them as much. What I want to do is stay in the top 3 of my division, and if I don't, I'm thinking wild card. Well, I mean, the Flyers and the Capitals, who have gone out and got Kyrou and Alex Tuck, I don't know their long-term vision, how that's going to play out, but every team in the East playing for keeps, trying to get better, should matter a little bit. Here's the Leafs, who, they're not going to get Werenski because he's not going to move. They're going to pick number 1. They had Darren Radish. They're adding a goaltender. The Sabres right now, it is status quo, and I'm a little bit just like, still waiting. Feels like to me their offseason is done. I know you're still thinking Hellebuyck will happen.
I think he will. Yeah, there was a couple of reports from over the weekend. Friedman said his belief is still that he will be traded. Emily Kaplan reported that Hellebuyck's camp has been pushing very strongly to get to move on and to go to an American market, and that he's open to all proposals that would satisfy that.
Well, I guess the thing I'm worried about getting into is I've liked the Hellebuyck idea in part because I think it's the only idea that might happen.
It's the only one they've really been connected to at this point.
Right. And
it's still out
I
there.
almost want to self-examine. Are you sure you really want this to happen, or is it just like this hunger for something to happen? And yes, they could be better because they could be better in goal because Hellebuyck is very likely better than what they have. Not a guarantee, but probably likely better than what they have. I don't know that it's the best idea, but I want something. I want an upgrade somewhere. Get you ready for USA and Belgium. Nick Mandola, 8 o'clock today of NBC Soccer to talk about this huge game. And the winner of tonight's game between USA and Belgium plays the winner of the afternoon's game between Spain and Portugal, which is incredible. Erling Haaland scored 2 goals for Norway in their win over Brazil. We can talk about that. The Mexico game was bonkers. Every game is bonkers. All these games are just incredible. It's, I think, is it the world's best sporting event?
It is.
There's some sentence I've been trying to finish in my head. It's like the World Cup is what the Olympics thinks it is, or something along those lines. The Olympics is, a collection of sports, and you'll watch one, and there are 7 people that might win that. And the World Cup is one sport, and every country cares an unbelievable amount. And everything about it is just so compelling. It's been amazing. And tonight, USA and Belgium, and I guess top story, Flo Balogun reinstated.
Yeah, it's been delivering, though. I mean, the stars are showing up. I mean, again, how long was the weekend? We had yesterday, which was awesome. Haaland barely touching the ball. Right, 20 times he touched the ball in the whole game.
Did you see the first 3 times he touched the ball?
No.
He ran back all the way back to the defenders, and they passed it back and forth 3 times.
Just so he could
touch the ball.
Right, because
he was getting tired of not touching the ball. Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
So you have that, and in the story that Brazil just cannot get out of their own way in this tournament. They've been past the quarterfinals in, 20 years now? I think it might be more than that. And then last night, of course, we'll talk about, it was like the greatest game I've ever seen in my life. It was awesome. The weekend was so long. Argentina, Cabo Verde was during the weekend. And that game would have been a candidate for the greatest World Cup game you've ever seen because it was almost the most incredible upset ever, and it went to extra time, and a guy scored a goal from way out and then ran into the crowd, which, like, buddy, the game's not over. This is not golden goal. Ran into the crowd to look for his family. I mean, leading into tonight for the U.S. game, it couldn't have been better. I also, like, I've watched this tournament since 2006, really, and this is the best one, right? Like, this tournament is awesome. It is the best sporting event, you could argue, in the world. I mean, most people in the world watch it. So I feel like watching 06 and 10 and 14, like, the World Cup is always great, but so this one is delivering more.
Yep. Jesse Pegula won at Wimbledon yesterday, right?
Yep.
Keep tracking that. Wimbledon ongoing. I see a lot of the golfers are there. Rory's there. Justin Rose.
Yeah.
And Rory's wearing his Masters jacket. I thought you only wore it at the club.
Well, you get it for a year, don't you? Until
And then it stays at the club?
And then it stays at the club. So I think if for that year, you can, wear it around.
World Cup of Joe coming up in the next hour.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe some Erling Haaland talk, if you want it. 803-0550 to join us. U.S. and Belgium tonight. Get excited. Ready for it. Get the win. No asterisks. They don't exist in sports. We've gone over it before.
I'll take an asterisk.
Don't
World
buy
Cup
it.
win.
They're not real. They don't exist. No one ever uses asterisks. Just win the game. Be back in a moment. Verbeek said, the Ducks GM said, we will match any offer sheet that is signed. And then Carlson signed 5 years, $18 million with Philadelphia. And I've been campaigning for offer sheets to be regular, normal business in the NHL for about 15 years, probably as long as I've been sitting in this seat, 20 years. Here's a big one. And I don't know, what's the problem? Does anybody have a problem? I'd like to make the case from Philadelphia's side, if I may.
Yeah.
This player's not worth $18 million. He shouldn't be the highest paid player in the league, blah, 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 blah. And this is what I want to say. We are not playing contracts. They're playing hockey. Carlson is a what level player? Good to great player?
He's a very
good player. Okay.
Like he was Anaheim's number one center.
Perfect.
As they made the playoffs for the first time in a while. Like
okay. He's not
70.
He's not
70
McDavid.
point guy.
He's not McKinnon. He doesn't have to be.
No, but he's great. He's a 70-point guy.
This is the question I would always ask. Great.
67.
Robert Thomas, 82 points. Right. Like most recently, we talked about Robert Thomas for the last 6 months. Can the Sabres make it? How else are you supposed to get a guy like this?
Carlson's also 21 and was the second overall pick.
How else are you supposed to get someone like this? That's the point I always want to make. Why did we go through the Sabres tank and argue with each other for years? Mm-hmm. It's because how do you get a player? You think you're good now. You're the Sabres. Let's look at the Sabres offseason. This Sabres offseason, we all have been dreaming of them maybe making a really bold move, trading a bunch of pieces and going out and getting Matthew Barzal, Robert Thomas, Brady Tkachuk got traded. Like guys are getting moved. This is the best thing you can do. Overpay a little bit on contract, trade 4 firsts, which is worth considerably less than whatever the Sabres might have to give up. If they had to give up go get Robert Thomas, it would be what? Helenius, Osland, a first. Yeah. 4 firsts is a very reasonable price and a big contract for Leo Carlson. The Flyers made the playoffs, think they're good, and think, how can we get a number 1 center? Here's how. What's the second best way to get one? Have a bad year where you accidentally tank?
Yeah.
Montreal got Slafkovsky. How'd they get him? They had a bad year and won a lottery.
Right. Or you got a lottery ball.
How can you ever get a 21-year-old number 1 center? There are 2 ways to do it. This is one. Of course it should be on the table. Of course teams should be doing this. Why aren't the Sabres creating some room and offer sheeting somebody?
Valerian Balogun will be available to play in the round of 16 against Belgium today. FIFA announced that the disciplinary committee has suspended the red card from their win over Bosnia and Herzegovina last week. Belgium has been granted the ability to appeal the decision. The match is scheduled today at 8 o'clock. Other matches in the World Cup's round of 16. Some results from yesterday. Norway defeated Brazil 2-1. England defeated Mexico 3-2. Today, aside from the U.S. men's national team, Portugal plays Spain at 3. The National Hockey League's Players Association announced yesterday that Peyton Krebs is among 15 total NHL players to file for salary arbitration. Hearings will be set up between July 20th and August 1st. For more, Paul Hamilton has the latest at WGR550.com. And the Buffalo Bills, they will hold an open practice that is not exclusive to PSL members, like the return of the blue and red is. For more, visit Sal Capaccio's piece on our website as well. That's your Paddock Chevrolet Sports Update. Paddock Chevrolet with you for the extra mile since 1935. I'm Joe Cali for Western New York's Voice of the Fan, WGR.
Okay. Got a stat of the day for you. This is a quick football conversation. American football. And then I'm ready for your World Cup of Joe. But Ryan Paganetti, NFL analyst, formerly with the Eagles and the Jaguars and the Chargers, he pointed out something about Greg Roman's offenses.
Okay.
And I'm going to make a point about the Bills' offense with it. So he pointed out, Ryan Paganetti did, that since 2019, since week 9 of 2019, Greg Roman of the Ravens with Lamar and then last year with the Chargers.
Yep.
Since 2019, his offense has faced 2nd and 1 or 2nd and 2 neutral game script outside the 5-yard line. Okay?
I bet these are going to be run stats.
136 times.
Okay.
He called 135 run plays.
Unbelievable.
135 run plays.
For him, I guess it's not unbelievable.
Yeah. 1 pass play. 2nd and 1 or 2.
I wonder what I wonder if when he ran that pass play, the other defensive coordinator just fell out of his chair.
It was a sack.
Well, maybe it was the first one, and then he got sacked, and he never called it again.
So 2nd and 1 or 2, Greg Roman likes to run the ball, and that's something that the Chargers this year I'm looking because it's Mike McDaniel taking over for Greg Roman. The other part of this, Ryan Paganetti also. What play caller with 70 games called since 1999 ranks first in pass rate on 2nd and 1, 2nd and 1 and 2, and 2nd and 1, 2, or 3? The answer is Ben Johnson. Ben Johnson's pass rate is not only number 1, he is 17 points higher than anybody else. Ben Johnson, 2nd throwing downs. They still run it a lot, but his rate is high. So then I pulled up the Bills last year. Pass over expected. You can do this at Ben Baldwin's site. What do they do? What does the league do? And the Bills last year, the last couple seasons, the tush push has got to be a factor here. They feel like they can just tush push for a first down, right? We know that. 2nd and 1 or 2, the Bills are below expectation in how often they pass, -1, -1.5. 3rd and 1 or 2, the Bills are -27%. Pass over expected. They run the ball on 2nd and 1, 2nd and 2, 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2.
And defenses say, thank you very much.
Except for the tush push, right? Like Josh is a little different. You're calling Josh Allen runs, I get it. But even if you're calling Josh Allen runs and tush pushes, you're getting 1 or 2. You're eliminating every time you do this, I shouldn't say you're eliminating explosive play. Maybe you run for an explosive play. But anyway, for Joe Brady, one of the things I am most eager to see, of all the things he could do when out from under the thumb of Sean McDermott, the number 1 thing is going to be pass rate over expected. Last year as a team, they were in the -3% pass over expected. First and 10, minus 11% pass over expected. The only spots they passed it more than other teams are 2nd and 8 or more, and 3 to 7 yards. That is, we have Josh Allen, let's make a play. Everywhere else, they're a minus. After they pass for a first down, they run the ball. After they run for a first down, they run the ball. They have been, with Joe Brady, a run-heavy team. We've watched that happen. It's probably how Brady helped him get the job. And just seeing that stat about Greg Roman, how often he's running on 2nd and short.
Yeah.
Like, Joe Brady will make a believer out of me if he starts throwing the ball on 2nd and 2. I need it. I need more of it, a lot more of it. So
unless you're breaking off a big run, especially when it's a tush push. There were times last year where they would run the tush push on 2nd and 1.
Yeah,
which is just a gift for the defense. It's a gift for them. You're actually seeing more and more. It's usually more at the end of games where defenses will just go offsides or just here, take it. Take the first down. I'd rather you be 1st and 10 from the 32
than 2nd
and 1 or 2nd and 2
from the 34.
Exactly.
Right.
I would take it a step further to say, I wonder if there will be a coach in the league at some point that says on 2nd and 1, let them get the first down. Don't let them get a big play, but let them get the first down. I'd rather they be at 1st and 10, or even take off sides for it.
Yeah,
and every time you tush push on a 2nd and 1, there's a couple stats that will count that as a success. Those are the ones I like to avoid, because if you are a stat that is counting 2nd and 1, a 2-yard run as a success, your stat is broken, because that is not a successful play.
Right. Success rate is 100% built into how many yards you need for the first down.
Yeah.
Because success rate is if you get 50% of it on first down, that's a success. 70% of it on second down,
right,
or all of it on third down.
Right.
Those are successful plays.
So if you're getting a 3-yard run on 2nd and 1, and that is not
right. That's a
helping
success.
You. That's a success for the defense, not the
offense.
offense.
The new set of downs is still good. I do want that, but right, success rate is
I don't want the new,
50,
but I don't want it yet. Because I am going to get it 95% of the time
on 4th and 1. Right, but success
especially
rate,
when I have Allen and I can just tush push at any point. Give me the one free play. Let me try to get 30 yards. And if I'm the defense, I'd say, I don't want to give you the free play. I'd rather you just take the 1st and 10 right now.
Right. I mean, success rate is a 37-yard touchdown pass on 2nd and 2 or a 3-yard run are both successes.
Right.
The exact same score. There's no difference in success rate because you got all the yards you needed for the first down. Anyway, Greg Roman, 23 days till Bills training camp.
He is no longer employed anywhere, right?
No?
I don't believe. He's at least not calling plays anywhere, which I think is very good for Justin Herbert. I mean, upgrading to Mike McDaniel in the first place is big, but...
Bullish on the Chargers. Big time, I am. All right, ready for the World Cup of Joe? You got it for us? There are only 4 teams, 4 facts.
I've got it for you, and we only have 4, right, because there's only the 2 games, Spain and Portugal today in the afternoon.
Yeah, Spain, Portugal.
And then U.S. and Belgium, of course, at 8 o'clock. So.
Joe Kelly is back. He was out on Thursday. Dan Dale was producing, was in. Dan Dale did well in the game, understanding the spirit of the game.
Yes.
His guess was that Spain had the oldest rock ever discovered, and his reasoning was, I feel like Spain always has cool stuff.
Cool stuff.
Yep.
It was perfect.
Okay.
Solid.
That's how you play.
I love it.
It was not correct.
Okay, I was just going to ask.
But
it trumped my correct answer.
Yes.
I even subsided. I had an answer to a question.
We had the final 3 nailed.
Yes.
But we deferred to the cool stuff.
Yeah.
Which, you got to do that.
Happens.
It's a vibes-based game.
Absolutely.
Cool stuff wins.
Really quick, before we launch into this, did you see the Jordan Henderson story for England?
He broke his arm.
Yeah.
See the video?
He's having surgery.
Oh.
Yeah.
He got a yellow card on the bench and broke his arm in the celebration.
Yeah, just go
He fell over the ad.
He was climbing over the ad
it
board
looked
fence
like
thing.
it looked like a Theismann-esque injury.
Yeah.
It's not good.
No.
Don't watch it.
It was like you were hopping the boards to get on the ice after a hockey change, but he just went to plant the arm and it did
gave out.
not go
It did
well.
not. It did not go
Pretty
well.
gruesome.
Not cool.
Not good. Not good.
Oh,
But if you're a soccer player, the best thing to do probably is break your arm.
as good as you could probably do, yeah.
Just club it up.
You don't
and-
need it.
Yeah.
You're not even allowed to use it.
Yeah, he's out for the rest of the World Cup. This story I just 2 minutes ago broke.
I wonder how fast
he
could
wasn't
just,
playing
like,
anyway.
Wrap that up and I don't know, man. I'll play.
Right.
Soccer's physical. Like you're in the box on a corner and like you're all shoving around in there. And
I don't think he can play. And again, you also need speed and all the things that you need. But in terms of, I wouldn't worry about him losing a step.
I agree with that. I'm like thinking like if an important player, I'm not gonna put this on anybody for whoever. I didn't even make it the U.S. had this injury. The crowd out there that thinks offsides is dumb and wants to change rules in soccer would be out here saying, well, this guy should just play through it. You don't even use your arm.
That's my point. Is that
you can't miss the final?
Yes, exactly.
While we're on the crowd that thinks, I got a take I'm ready for, but you want it now or after our World Cup of Joe?
Do it now.
Might as well.
I do it now.
We've only got 4 countries. I think you guys
I've just come to realize, you ever heard of the infinite monkey theory?
No.
That's the one that like a monkey given an infinite amount of time would eventually write randomly hitting keys on the keyboard would eventually reproduce the works of Shakespeare.
Okay. Yeah.
That is the same as the U.S. would just eventually have Erling Haaland.
Yes.
That's the same take.
Oh, here
this I want you to
the cowherd tweet.
That's the same take. We would just have that guy. I guess given an infinite amount of time in infinite scenarios, maybe you would. Norway has 5 million people. Brazil has 40 times as many people. For all these folks out there thinking, oh, it's just the math of it. Why didn't Brazil put one of their 40 Erling Haalands on the field? How come? Why not? If you say stuff like that, oh, geez, if only the U.S. invested more in hockey, we would simply have more McDavids. Like, you're going to get great players, but there are certain levels. If only the U.S. invested in basketball, we'd have like 10 Wembanyamas. Oh, we don't have one? We have other great players, but like, yeah, infinite monkey theorem. If you are making that take, you're making the monkey making Shakespeare. There you go. There's my take now. It's among the.
It is one of the worst takes
I've
ever
seen. Dumbest. Oh, this person's tall. LeBron would just do that. Oh,
would I have just done that?
Well, you're right.
I'm 6'7".
Right. You just would have done that.
LeBron's the one guy though that I'll be like whatever that dude specialized in as a kid, he was going to be the best in the world.
Oh, okay. Would anybody his size just also shoot the ball? Oh, if only this player had picked up a basketball, he'd be LeBron.
I don't know if that works with the way. Have you seen his golf swing?
He picked up golf like a year ago, and he's already.
But this is all. These points are all connected. Oh, if I just tried at darts, I'd be a world-class dart player.
Right.
Oh, okay. All right, sorry, this is my rant. Let's get the World Cup of Joe.
4 countries: Portugal, Spain, Belgium, and the United States. 4 hints, 4 facts to match them up. Number 1, this country has no tooth fairy. Instead, it's a mouse who sneaks into children's bedrooms and leaves money for teeth.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So instead of the tooth fairy that doesn't visit this country,
they've got
they've got a mouse.
Yes.
Okay.
Home to the world's oldest shopping mall.
Okay.
I'm going to want a clarification on shopping mall.
Hold on. What do you want?
I'm just raising a red flag. What is a mall? Shopping for what? Is a market a mall?
Right. Is
I don't think a market is a mall.
Is Las Ramblas in Barcelona a shopping mall? I can buy things.
Questions.
So, the world's first and oldest glazed shopping arcade.
Glazed.
I don't know why they're throwing the word glazed in there.
Probably to put a glaze over some stone to hold it together or something. I don't know.
That's correct.
It's an arcade now. Okay.
So, a large enclosed commercial complex hosing multiple retail stores, restaurants, and entertainment. So it's got to be enclosed.
Okay.
Like
most markets are not enclosed.
Correct. That's
it's not an outlet either.
Thank you for clarifying. It's like a spelling bee where I ask the language of origin here.
Yeah, there's no open air elements.
Okay.
That we're talking.
Okay. Good. That's good. Okay. Oldest mall.
All right.
Mouse Fairy.
Sweet.
Brightest water on Earth.
Brightest.
This country
water.
is home to water that has microscopic organisms that will emit blue light whenever water is agitated by fish, kayaks, etc.
It does happen a lot of places.
Bioluminescent algae.
This is the brightest, though,
The brightest.
Okay.
according to the Guinness Book of
Like
World Records.
Owen wants to dispute this one too. You tell me this.
I don't know.
This bioluminescent.
There's a lot of the bioluminescent.
They've been ranked.
Action out
They've
there
been ranked.
I don't know. This is the record holder.
I was in Costa Rica and they had some serious bioluminescent water down there. I just like to say that.
Finally, produces over half the world's cork.
Okay.
Kings of Cork.
Okay.
Kings of Cork.
All right.
Oh, these are a little tough, I gotta say.
Okay, what do we know is not the U.S.? The mouse.
The mall. Okay, the mouse is not the U.S. and the mall could be.
Could be the U.S.
I doubt the mall is the U.S. though. You got to think that
There's got to be some like medieval malls or something like that
some sort
somewhere.
of old Spanish mall or something.
Mm-hmm. That's immediately where my brain went, was Spain for the mall. I don't know. I'm thinking of the mouse thing and trying to place that. Feels like a Belgium thing, but I'm not entirely sure.
I think we should go. I think we should put all four here together. I want to go. The U.S. is the world's cork because we don't know that, and he wants to find something we don't know about the U.S. So U.S. cork, Belgium mouse fairy, Portugal bright water, Spain oldest mall.
I think I like that too.
Bang bang, I'm with you. Let's go.
Let's play like Price is Right, gentlemen. Do I have one number right?
Right.
One more time. Give me the four.
Spain oldest mall, Portugal brightest water, U.S. half the world's cork, Belgium the mouse.
You have 0 for 4.
All right. All right.
Dang.
Well, the good news on the Price is Right now that you get over, we get to shuffle.
Right.
Yes, right. Yeah.
All right.
We get to show.
Okay, so
Let's move these cards around.
Okay, so the mouse doesn't feel like a Belgium thing anymore.
No, very not
very
not
much
Belgium.
not a Belgium thing.
You should have known that.
Mm-hmm. We needed YouTube guy over there for that one.
I apologize. I did not watch the YouTube video.
Yeah, where are you on the
different
mouse fairy?
Teeth customs of different countries. Okay. So, I still feel like the mall thing is going to be one of Portugal or Spain. Maybe that's not right though.
Could it be Belgium?
It could be Belgium.
Or is it? We wouldn't think it was the U.S.
I
and it's the
do
US.
I want to stick with the water being one of Spain or Portugal. I think Spain. We said Portugal is the water. I want to say Spain's the water.
Mm-hmm. That's
They're
similar
over there.
water, though, isn't it?
Yes, but it's maybe more coastline.
Portugal,
bigger country,
maybe.
Right? Because Portugal's just kind of on the end there.
I guess.
Kind of on the end.
Yeah.
Geography time now.
So maybe north or south, there's some bioluminescence going on or something like that. Maybe.
Maybe I like the mouse for Belgium. Or no, you said that.
Yeah,
I believe that was one of your first
that.
guesses.
I was thinking about
the mouse on Belgium.
All right, we got to get the U.S. one here. This will drive us the way home. The U.S. is either going to be the oldest mall or the brightest water.
Yeah.
Because it's not the mouse fairy.
Could the Gulf Coast have the bioluminescence stuff?
Ooh, that might be right, actually. That sounds vaguely familiar to me.
You saw that in a YouTube video somewhere,
Nah,
possibly?
maybe when I was just there in Corpus or something.
U.S. brightest water.
Yeah.
I thought you might get there when Owen mentioned Costa Rica for that, because the Guinness Book of World Records recognizes Mosquito Bay in Puerto Rico as the brightest water on Earth.
See,
and it was Puerto Rico I was in with the water.
Yeah.
And not even Costa Rica.
Come on.
This guy's got YouTube videos. He doesn't know the actual island that he's on.
The brightest bioluminescent bay in the world.
Forgot I went to Puerto Rico.
I've been to Puerto Rico. We thought about going to the bioluminescent, but didn't.
We did it.
Yep.
Oh, man.
So is it really like
it's crazy.
A fish goes through the water and it like leaves a trail?
You would kayak and your kayak would leave like a glowing trail of blue in the water.
That's
cool. Really, really cool. It was awesome. I thought it was one of the coolest things I've ever seen. I cannot believe it.
While you were guessing, I did look at it. It is. I was not aware of this as a concept.
Oh,
So I didn't know this existed. I thought like, there's a place in the world that this is, and then it's like, oh wait, no, there are a lot. Yeah. Southeast Asia, there are places in Europe. Yeah. It's mostly in the like Americas, like Caribbean down to like kind of where you're talking.
Yeah.
All right, we got
Costa
one.
Rica.
All right, sweet.
Good.
Okay, so we got the water.
Got the water.
And we know.
Man, I was wrong again.
Portugal has the cork.
Yeah.
Portugal produces over half the world's cork trees.
Cork trees.
Yeah.
Sweet. Okay, and then Spain will be
Spain will be the Mouse Fairy.
Mouse Fairy.
And then,
Belgium Oldest Mall.
Raton Perez is from Spain.
I was gonna say I feel like
Raton
Gato cats.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then Belgium, the world's oldest shopping mall, recognized as that starting in 1847.
Wow.
Would have thought it was older.
I could have.
You're right.
Yeah.
I think maybe there's a loose definition on shopping mall, but this is what I found.
The previous old one was not glazed. It was plain.
Glazed. I'm not sure what glazed means on that.
The glazed shopping
Old-fashioned. Old-fashioned. That's funny.
What are we going to hate about Belgium? What's
waffles.
a hater's guide to Belgium right now? I've been to Belgium.
You've been to Brussels?
I've been to Brussels. Yeah.
How is it?
Fine.
You're supposed to say terrible. As they play today.
I didn't love it. That's fine.
Among cities in Europe you've been to, where is it?
Last.
Wouldn't you rather just go?
I've been to. Let's go through them. I've been to London, Dublin, Paris, Brussels, Amsterdam, Munich, Barcelona.
You've never been to Belfast, clearly.
No. Why is that bad?
Place is a dump.
Okay.
Whoa.
Brussels is. I've been to 7 cities.
Dang.
They say Paris. What else? Where else? I said Paris. Yeah, 7th out of 7. I've been to 7. It's 7th.
Sneaky with Belfast is a dump.
What?
It's
Have you been there?
hardcore. No, I'm impressed. I'm not. I got no.
Listen, they got an excellent Titanic museum. It's amazing.
Okay. I'm not saying
that's about it.
that I thought Brussels was a dump. I just thought it was 7th of the 7 I've been to.
All right.
You know what? We don't number our cities, Joe. I don't like to number cities.
Zemgus Girgensons is not in the 4th.
Yeah,
city.
he's not. That's right. That's right. I'm not numbering my cities.
I mean, whenever I think about going to Europe, that's not really one I even ever think about or consider.
No.
Like if I'm going to that region, I'm going to Amsterdam.
Right.
Right?
I was just gonna say earlier, like if you're going there, you're going to Amsterdam, not Brussels.
Right. And do I need to make a
Amsterdam's-
stop in Brussels? Like, no. I'm sure
I don't
they're
think
not
I
far
need
away
to.
from each other, but
Yeah.
I mean, Brussels. There's plazas with beer. There's the
Right.
giant atom, the atomium thing.
But that's the thing. Like, okay, so what am I going to Belgium for? I'm going there. Maybe I
Beer.
want chocolate. I could go to Switzerland. Well, maybe I want beer. I go to Germany.
Want the waffles?
waffles.
I guess
You want the
there.
waffles.
You got to get the waffle.
But I mean, I could just get that for free at my continental breakfast in the morning, right? Like,
Put it in that iron that beeps at you.
Yeah, when we were picking out where to go in Belgium, we went to Brussels. I mean, it was between that and Spa. I think it's another city in Belgium called Spa.
okay.
And went to Brussels, which was the capital of the EU also.
Whoa.
Belgium. We learned also that they have the most castles per square mile globally. It's It's also the birthplace of the Smurfs.
Smart.
It's also the comic book capital of the world also.
Really?
But I thought I had that as my first clue
I don't know if I
in the
believe
first game.
any
I
of
remember.
these right now.
The Smurfs.
These all sound fake.
Yeah.
Wow.
So anyway,
3 hours from Amsterdam to Brussels. It just doesn't feel worth it.
via train or
That's via car.
you sure? Really?
Train 2 hours. All right, so you should go by train. 2 hours and 15 minutes.
All right.
Okay.
Why, you thought it was longer?
I just remember we took the train from Paris to Brussels and then from Brussels to Amsterdam.
Okay.
No Netherlands left. Go Norway. Aren't we? Isn't
Netherlands
everybody
left. Norway.
Isn't everybody a Norway fan?
I'm rooting for Norway big time.
I mean,
I just kind of want somebody that's never won it before.
but Norway,
I mean, even like I guess Colombia, I just love watching them play because they are so fast and like aggressive. Norway, though, because of the fans and because of
it's worth just pointing out, like, Norway's flat out their number of people that live there. You know, Cape Verde got a lot of attention because there's not that many people
like
there.
400,000 people.
Yeah. Norway is way down the list.
Yeah, it's not big.
Countries that have more people than Norway include Denmark, El Salvador, Nicaragua, Libya, Turkmenistan, Belarus, Sierra Leone, Austria, Hungary. Like, Norway in population is in the 120s.
I'm sure they're probably last among teams left.
Teams left?
Maybe Switzerland.
Okay,
is down
World
there.
Cup teams that have a lower population than Norway, it's like New Zealand, Panama, Croatia. Croatia's way down there for a team that's done really well at these tournaments in the past.
Yeah.
Norway's got
All these teams are out, by the way.
right.
Like,
Norway's got 5 million people to Bosnia's 3. You know, like it's just kind of wild. They don't get as much love for no one lives there. But I also saw There's a story about where Holland is from, where Erling Haaland is from. They have two guys that are from the way that Norway goes like vertically and then across. That to drive from like their New York to L.A., which is not the biggest cities, but the farthest distance, you go through two other countries to get there because you cut through your own whatever.
Yeah. It kind of
Let's go
around at
Norway.
the top.
He's from Bryn. That's where he's Bryn. That might be the one that's at the southern end of Norway.
Yeah, no, they are very, very easy to root for, even though their best player plays for a team that I've despised for a decade.
Oh, it's terrible.
He's overcome that, I think.
Yeah. I cannot. There's never been a time in my life I've been so happy to root for a guy that I hate. I can't even remember anything like it. Like, this is. Is there an American hockey player that when we get there, I'm like, I hate this guy, but I get to root for him now? I don't even have one of those. That's what he is. Holland. So
is everybody else rooting against the U.S. now?
Hey, listen, the good news for Norway, Erling Haaland's about to play against a bunch of English dudes. Like, he knows how to play against a lot of those guys.
Yeah.
From the Premier League. He dominates the Premier League. I think that Norway will beat England.
Ooh.
I think Norway will beat England.
That'd be awesome.
England's biggest problem is their defense, and they had a dude sent off in a red card. I bet he's not going to come back for another game.
I don't know. A phone call.
They're already missing half their defense as it is. I think Holland will score again. I think Norway will beat England. And then who do they play?
They are plus 176. If they won against England, they would play the winner of Argentina and
Egypt, Colombia, Switzerland. Yeah,
it's probably going to be Argentina.
Yes, probably. Argentina looks like they are really set to go.
Yeah.
They got a great draw. I mean, their road is Cabo Verde, Egypt, Switzerland, Colombia winner.
Colombia is good. Colombia could beat them.
Yeah.
So I guess it could be them, but I'm trying to think. Is there another team that's not the U.S. I'd be rooting? I like Morocco. I think Morocco is my team. Like if they would they play Norway in the semis? I don't think they're going to get through France, but if they did, yeah, they would. Like I think if those two teams miraculously got matched up down the road, like. I like Morocco they play on a continent that is never competitive at the end here.
They're always competitive.
Like Norway, I don't want to hold the continent against them, but like I'm going to root for a team from Europe to win it. Like Europe always wins it. Again, I know they are not one of the blue blood European powers in this sport. They're hardly ever at the World Cup. They haven't really been at the World Cup since I was like watching. So
yeah, Morocco.
They're up there, but like Morocco is a team that I really.
Morocco has 7 times as many people as Norway.
Do they?
Yeah.
Norway, we created an Olympic Games just for them. Like they have their achievements. They have all the gold medals in the Winter Olympics.
They do win a lot of those. Yeah.
It's like you if you want soccer too, that's fine. You could participate, but I don't need them to win. Them winning would be would it be different than the U.S. winning because they have Holland? Because overall, I feel like they're not really that different in terms of like the tier of the two teams.
They just have.
It's just that it's Holland.
Yeah.
Like if the U.S. had Holland, they'd probably be better than what Norway is right now.
I don't agree with that. They don't have They don't have Odegaard. They have Pulisic, who's not as good, but he's good.
I feel like they're overall maybe I don't know. I don't need to compare every single position with those two teams, but I just think he is such the difference. He touched the ball 20 times yesterday, and he's why they won.
Yeah. 803-0550, U.S. and Belgium tonight. You guys have any luck finding a Sabres rumor for me? Anybody? We got a rumor? No. Can I get a rumor before training camp opens? Sabres camp, not Bills camp. Can I get it? Hey, Yarmo, leak us something. Not us, like the insiders.
All right, here you go.
Okay. When we get back, give it to me when we get back.
I'll give you one. I'll give you two. I'll give you two when we come back.
Sabres rumors when we return. But the Flyers here, don't sleep on this. I know that the Sabres had a great season, and we are hoping that they're at the start of a window here to continue to be good. And right now, I don't think they're off-season. They have Jeremy White here for anywhere. I think they are kind of status quo. If you think Zellweger steps in for Byram and the kids can replace Tuck, okay, then I'm status quo.
Yep.
It is more than just a division. If you think the Panthers are back, right, which you probably think the Panthers are back,
yep.
if you think the Lightning are going to be good again and Montreal's going to be good again. I don't know about Detroit. I don't know about Ottawa. But the Flyers were a 98-point team that I don't think were all that dangerous and good. A 98-point team just went out and said $18 million for a number one center. Bleep them picks. Bleep the salary structure. And does the Flyers being good matter to a Buffalo Sabres fan? It's funny, the way that the divisions are laid out in the playoff format, you kind of think, I don't have to think about them as much. What I want to do is stay in the top 3 of my division, and if I don't, I'm thinking wild card. Well, I mean, the Flyers and the Capitals, who have gone out and got Kyrou and Alex Tuck, I don't know their long-term vision, how that's going to play out, but every team in the East playing for keeps, trying to get better, should matter a little bit. Here's the Leafs, who, I mean, they're not going to get Werenski because he's not going to move. They're going to pick number 1. They had Darren Radish. They're adding a goaltender. You know, the Sabres right now, it is status quo, and I'm a little bit just like, still waiting. Feels like to me their offseason is done. I know you're still thinking Hellebuck will happen.
I think he will. Yeah, there was a couple of reports from over the weekend. Friedman said his belief is still that he will be traded. Emily Kaplan reported that Hellebuck's camp has been pushing very strongly to get to move on and to go to an American market, and that he's open to all proposals that would satisfy that.
Well, I guess the thing I'm worried about getting into is I've liked the Hellebuck idea, in part because I think it's the only idea that might happen.
It's the only one they've really been connected to at this point.
Right. And I
still out
I
there.
almost want to self-examine. Are you sure you really want this to happen, or is it just like this hunger for something to happen? And yes, they could be better because they could be better in goal because Hellebuck is very likely better than what they have. Not a guarantee, but probably likely better than what they have. I don't know that it's the best idea, but I want something. I want an upgrade somewhere.
For more comfort.
Now's the perfect time to make yourself comfortable with a new electric heating and cooling system from Belknap.
In Western New York, summer and winter bring extreme temperature conditions. Make yourself comfortable with Mitsubishi electric heat pumps, designed to keep your home cool in the summer and warm in the winter, no matter how hot or cold it gets outside. Call Belknap today to learn more.
I'm Gary Garflow, president of Belknap. We work on your schedule. We don't charge more for weekends and evenings. That's why we say,
give Belknap a ring.
Somebody wants another one. He's got another one. How about that? Extraordinary. Just phenomenal.
Erling Haaland has as many goals in this World Cup as Norway had in its entire World Cup history. 7-7. Joe has a Sabres rumor he's going to give us, and boy, I'm so ready for that Sabres rumor. Before that, I want to ask, notice a rattle in your ducts or a rise in your heating and cooling bills? If you do, give Belknap a ring. With 0% financing, the cost of upgrading to a high-efficiency dual-fuel heating system is a breeze. Learn more at belknapheating.com. That's belknapheating.com. Go green, save energy and money with Belknap. Schedule a free estimate on your new installation. Give Belknap a ring at 688-1728 for more comfort and less ka-ching. Give Belknap a ring.
So I've got two for you. Both of them are coming from David Pagnotta over the weekend.
Fourth period.
Fourthperiod.com.
Okay.
One of them is a Hellebuck rumor, just a check-in, because that's going to be, I think, ongoing. He says on that, Hellebuck, the talks between Buffalo and Winnipeg continued after the draft. They got back into it on Monday. Roddy Murtka's name started to pop up, and he said Ryan McLeod's name popped up, and I think that has been more specific, not to the trade market, but to Winnipeg specifically.
All right.
So there you go. Hellebuck still going. The other one that he connected them to, who, just make sure he didn't sign in the last 12 hours, Jared McCann of the Seattle Kraken. He says Buffalo and Ottawa linked to McCann.
Is he going to get decent money?
Yes. I think. He's 29, just turned 30, and he has scored 20 goals 5 years in a row. One of those seasons was 40. So, yeah, what does that guy get in the open market?
The Tuck contract?
Ooh, I don't know about that, but maybe
How
he's
much
getting
below it? He has scored 40? Why isn't he getting 8.9? Why isn't he?
Well, also, sorry, he is also not a free agent. He is in the final year of his contract.
Gotcha.
$5 million per year. $5 million for one more year.
I mean,
so sorry, you would be paying him eventually.
So,
and maybe you could do that right now. You trade for him. Are you signing him immediately and giving him the Tuck contract?
He scored 27, 40, 29, 22, and then last year in 52 games, 20, which is close to like a 35-goal pace.
Yep.
32-goal pace.
At that point, it would feel like, why didn't I just sign Alex Tuck?
Well, the reason you didn't, I guess this would be where the Skinner cap hit comes in. You're like, we'll take McCann.
He doesn't cost us a lot this year.
And then next year we can pay him. But you wouldn't do it unless you have a contract extension in place.
But you'd be pushing that off, right? The cost of it down the road 1 year. So that's one where, like, if they are to add a forward, it makes more sense that it would be somebody that's playing in the top six.
Yeah.
Because they don't need any more depth at all. They have too much of it already. The only player that would make any sense is somebody that would be an upgrade. And you would be able to say that about him. I mean, he would come right in and would play in your top six. Probably play on your power play, like all of it. So, does somebody still go out? I think somebody on a lower level. I mean, I guess it's also going to be up to them. How much do they really want to push everybody to have to play big roles? Because you could put lines together right now if you want for opening night. And, like, are you okay with Ostlund or Kulik playing on the fourth line? Because if you are, I don't have to make a move. But if you're thinking, well, wait a minute, those guys are good and young, and I want to give them opportunity, and I would like to see more of them than just play with Beck Malenstein on line 4, then you would have to make room.
All right. Jared McCann and who's the other one?
Hellebuck,
right. The update on Hellebuck, which
that's going to continue.
Not much of an update.
That is going to be last year. I know the comparison will be to something that didn't happen. Wasn't this Bo Byram a year ago? We went into the offseason thinking this is going to happen. He's going to get traded. He's on the market. And like every week for 2 months, there was an update about it, and then he just didn't get traded. This one, though, I mean, this one feels different because the player is pushing to have, a move here. Friedman with some 32 thoughts this morning.
Yeah, so he just dropped it. I'm waiting for people to pick through it, and then
I have one, Carson Hayek, who tweets about the Sabres. He has a couple of bullet points. Hellebuck, some of these we already know. Hellebuck would waive his no movement clause to come to Buffalo. We already knew that.
Yeah.
Vinny Trocheck had heavy interest in coming to Buffalo.
Believe that.
He has since been dealt to Utah. The Sabres had initially worried about Kulik's career ending when they heard he had blood clots. And so we're past that now. And then, hopefully, Jack Quinn's future TBD. And that's it.
All right. Make a move here. Let's go. Let's do something. Let's have something. We have the preseason schedule, right? For the Sabres, that's out. That's been out.
I've been looking forward to the regular season schedule coming out because we're going to have to draft which games we're going to.
That's right.
Which opening night's the first pick no matter what, right? No?
Good question. The NHL schedule is going to be released on the 16th. 10 days. Now, what is the... And we know that
Would you rather do opening night against, like... Who they always
the
play
Islanders.
The Islanders. Or would you rather go to their first game against Tampa in November?
What day of the week? All I want
Wednesday.
All I want out of this schedule is like 8 afternoon games.
So Wednesday night, 7:30.
I'll take Tampa. Opening night can be fun. Listen, opening night will be fun because raise the division banner and all that. But
yeah.
Absent another move, is it incorrect to say the juice at the end of the season and the opportunity they had to get people more excited? They have not done that. They have not done that. Not that they have to do that. The goal is to win games, not necessarily to get me excited. But we went to the offseason really amped up about what they could do, and they've not done anything worth getting all that excited about outside of the 4th overall pick, which that is worth getting excited about, but that's not going to be here for a couple of years.
Right.
So
I'm more excited to watch Denver on ESPNU.
A little bit. Maybe by next year. Is that guy going to be here next year? I mean, it's possible. And then next year's opening
I bet
night,
he'll
I've got that guy making his debut. But,
yeah,
for a guy that's going to be on the team now, whether that's Patrick Kane, Claude Giroux, Connor Hellebuck, Jared McCann,
So far, it's nobody different.
So far, it's nobody. And it'd be cool to be back and watch them start a season with true expectation. Last year was honeymoon the whole way, and it just kept getting better and better.
Once December.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
The first few months weren't so great.
803-0550 Extendo Sports, and then the Northtown Automotive Extra Point Show coming up. We'll get you ready for USA and Belgium. Nick Mandola, 8 o'clock today of NBC Soccer to talk about this huge game. And the winner of tonight's game between USA and Belgium plays the winner of the afternoon's game between Spain and Portugal, which is incredible. Erling Haaland scored 2 goals for Norway in their win over Brazil. We can talk about that. The Mexico game was bonkers. Every game is bonkers. All these games are just incredible. It's, I think, is it the world's best sporting event?
It is.
There's some sentence I've been trying to finish in my head. It's like, the World Cup is what the Olympics thinks it is, or something along those lines. The Olympics is, a collection of sports, and you'll watch one, and there are 7 people that might win that. And the World Cup is one sport, and every country cares an unbelievable amount. And everything about it is just so compelling. It's been amazing. And tonight, USA and Belgium, and I guess top story, Flo Balogun reinstated.
Yeah, it's been delivering, though. I mean, the stars are showing up. I mean, again, how long was the weekend? We had yesterday, which was awesome. Haaland barely touching the ball. Right, 20 times he touched the ball in the whole game.
Did you see the first 3 times he touched the ball?
No.
He ran back all the way back to the defenders, and they passed it back and forth 3 times.
Just so he could
touch the ball.
Right, because
he was getting tired of not touching the ball. Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
So you have that, and in the story that Brazil just cannot get out of their own way in this tournament. They've been past the quarterfinals in, 20 years now? I think it might be more than that. And then last night, of course, we'll talk about, it was like the greatest game I've ever seen in my life. It was awesome. The weekend was so long. Argentina, Cabo Verde was during the weekend. And that game would have been a candidate for the greatest World Cup game you've ever seen because it was almost the most incredible upset ever, and it went to extra time, and a guy scored a goal from way out and then ran into the crowd, which you're like, buddy, the game's not over. This is not golden goal. Ran into the crowd to look for his family. I mean, leading into tonight for the U.S. game, it couldn't have been better. I also, like, I've watched this tournament since 2006, really, and this is the best one, right? Like, this tournament is awesome. It is the best sporting event, you could argue, in the world. I mean, most people in the world watch it. So I feel like watching 06 and 10 and 14, like, the World Cup is always great, but so this one is delivering more.
Yep. Spain, Portugal at 3.
Can't wait for that. Great lead into the
Yeah.
U.S. game at 8.
Argentina, Cabo Verde. Holy cow, that game.
It was almost the best result ever, and it was awesome all the way through.
The equalizer to make it 2-2.
Yeah.
Like, man.
And then he runs into the stands to find his family. Everyone's like, dude, the game is still going on. Don't get yourself carded here. They're one of the biggest stories of the tournament. I mean, they're the smallest nation there, right? And the third smallest ever. And what did they do? In 90 minutes, they never lost. They played Spain, Uruguay, and Argentina. And they never got beat in 90 minutes. That's unbelievable. With a dude who's 40 in goal, just stopping Messi left and right.
This is amazing.
I mean, the goal that went in to tie it is one of the coolest moments of that tournament ever, even if they didn't win it. If they had won it, it would have been the biggest upset in the tournament's history. I think. I don't know what that is.
If Cabo Verde had knocked out Argentina like on kicks,
yeah, I think it would have been the biggest upset in World Cup history.
Agree.
I can't imagine. I don't know what, but I don't know what that is right now.
Agree. The other thing it would have done is that bracket would be nuts because it'd be Cabo Verde, Egypt, Switzerland, Colombia.
Oh,
like Colombia would be thinking, like we're gonna get deep.
there.
We're gonna get to the semis. So. Anyway.
Chris Creamer, sportslogos.net, says the Bills' new gray alternate will come out on July 27th. And he said royal blue helmets, which is the blue they have, isn't it? It's royal blue.
Yeah. Listen, that's 3 weeks from today.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody, listen. Prepare yourself. Check out the comments. Whenever anybody posts, check out the comments. I will say this about the Bills' gray jerseys. And
the first comment I saw is, "We deserve to never win a Super Bowl for this jersey."
I mean, people hate this gray jersey, if it's what it looks like. Two things. One, here's my optimist's take on the gray jerseys. The rivalry white jersey, the ice one,
yeah,
I think that's a cool jersey.
I love that jersey.
But as a team on the field, I did not think it looked that good. I think individually they look good. On the field, they did not look.
Were you in the stadium or on TV?
I was in the stadium.
I was in the stadium too, and I agreed with you. I saw some of the game back on TV, and it looked way better on TV. Yeah.
I'm just leaving this as possible. Maybe it doesn't look good individually, but then as a team, it does look good. I'm open to that.
Yeah, that could be right.
Because it looks pretty bad.
Do you like what the Lions look like on TV when they're wearing all gray?
Those are the Lions.
I know, but...
I mean, if you're asking me how do I feel about the color gray, it's fine. But this gray Bills jersey, we're going to have to get through it as a family. We're going to have to get through it together. I'm not optimistic about reaction. All right, we're back tomorrow. Go US.